Okay, I had some technical difficulties. Hey, y'all. Hey. Thanks for being patient with me. Can everybody hear me, please? Tell me that y'all can hear me. I hope so. Can y'all hear me? No? Can y'all hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you, N. Allen. Hey, y'all. Hey. We live. Y'all, we're going to have a good time today. Y'all know I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7 hours until I am not 39 anymore. I can't believe that. Okay, yay. I'm glad you feel like that because I was a little like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I got all my notes and everything. Y'all, I was really concerned. I had a conversation off of this about if, this might get too down a rabbit hole of manosphere or whatever. And I don't want it to be like that at all. Like that's not the intention, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll have a good time. Not yet. It's at midnight. I'm still young. Don't rush me. I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born yet. I'm still young. I'm holding on. I'm holding on to my 30s. So y'all, we're gonna party it up together. It's us. So okay, y'all. Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? I am Joy Bailey, the mortgage boss. And today we have quite an interesting topic, at least I hope so. I am a mortgage loan officer. I'm licensed in multiple states, North Carolina, South Carolina, most of the Southeast, and a few other states. So all of that information will be in the description box below if you find that you may need my assistance in purchasing a home. So the way we're going to get this started, I want to do a quick little Ask the Mortgage Boss. And so I pulled one of the questions that I get from some of my clients or people on social media. And I want to use this platform to be able to answer their questions so we can all learn from something that, you might not be aware of yourself. So get ready. So I am a single mom with 2 kids, one of which is an adult and the other one still needs childcare. I earn about $90,000 a year. I currently pay about $1,600 a month in rent. And the areas that I would like to buy in have homes for about $400,000. I don't have much saved. Can I still buy a home and have a payment below $2,000 a month? I'm getting some messages that I don't think belong here, y'all. Oh, okay. Let's hope it's gonna be okay. So anyway, I guess I just want to show those messages. Y'all know I'm still new with this struggle streaming. Okay. So the question is, they earn, yeah, it's real spicy. Square biz is really spicy. I was like, oh, okay. So the question is, they earn $90,000, 2 kids. Can she buy a home for $400,000 with the payment $2,000 or below? So the first question I will always go to is, it's not always about how much money you make. It's about how much money you actually spend. And so everything is done on a month-to-month scale. While $90,000 might sound like it's a lot of money, and I said this in my last stream, like, you don't realize how fast it goes until you had it. And so this person is in the Charlotte area. And so right now, home prices in Charlotte on average about $400,000 plus, if you want to live in, really, really, really desirable neighborhoods, as she does, which is what we talked about. So I don't know a lot of information. Like, I don't know if she has a car payment. The only thing that she says is that she has children, which is a big deal because what the lender is going to approve you for is not necessarily what you can actually afford. We don't get into the weeds of, $1,000 a month child care, anything like that. So that's one big factor that I don't know. Another thing is it doesn't tell me whether or not she's receiving any alimony or child support benefits. If someone is receiving alimony or child support, and that's going to continue, like the child is, 4 or 5 years old, and it is something that's court ordered, and you have some actual documentation to support it, actual paper trail, not like, he give me money sometimes. That can be factored in as well, but we don't know if she has that additional income or not. And then in this case, because she doesn't have any money, we maybe potentially explore down payment assistance. This is a little difficult because, like I said, on the surface, it sounds like it's going to be enough money that's going to be there. But if she's wanting her payment to be, less than $2,000 a month on a $400,000 home, that is going to be a very, very tall order unless she's putting down a significant amount of money, because it doesn't tell what the credit score is. Even somebody with a high credit score, we're talking about easily over $2,000 a month, like without even blinking. In the 300,000s, you're going to be, in the 2,000 a month range. So the short answer is if she's earning $90,000 and she is desiring to have a payment of $2,000 a month, unless she's going to come up with a substantial down payment, it is going to be a tall ask. Down payment assistance is only going to cover the bare minimum. It's not going to usually give, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 unless it's a program designed for that. The North Carolina Housing Finance Agency has a program that will allow someone to get up to 3% down toward their down payment assistance. And 3% in this scenario may not be enough if she has other debts like an automobile or student loan debt. And again, just guessing, I would imagine, she's making about $90,000 a year. She probably does have some student loan debt. But if not, that's okay. But even still, under the best circumstances, even with no debt, $2,000 a month is not gonna work out favorably due to the market's interest rates. So again, whenever you're talking about purchasing a home, we're looking at your debts as well as your income. We're going to contrast the two. How much do you have coming in versus how much do you have going out every month? And generally, we're going to just cut it in half. So I just know off the top of my head that $90,000 is about $7,500 a month. Divided by 2 is what, $3,700 or something like that. That's gonna be like I said, that's gonna be a tall ask, asking for $400,000 with little to no money down to be able to get you that low. We have to have property taxes, homeowners insurance, and then mortgage insurance on top of all of that. I mean, and it's, that's going to be hard. That's the only thing that I can say, and sometimes I get feedback because I am all about being really honest. Like, if you look at my banner, I'm like, I give real estate advice for real people in real life. And we all go through things. We all have real life things coming. Like I said, if you start talking about child care and things like that, you got to feed these kids. It may be a little bit challenging to pay, potentially, almost $3,000 a month. That's going to be a challenge. So $2,000 a month does not go along with a $400,000 loan, not in today's market. And even if interest rates were a little lower, it probably still would not work out. So I'm really sorry. But that doesn't mean that you can't buy a house. It just means that you need to adjust your expectations and maybe go a little bit lower. Maybe even with down payment assistance, most of the time they'll have some sort of purchase price limit. Here in North Carolina, we're at $385,000 as a purchase price limit. So yeah, that's gonna be hard. So all right, let's see what we got here. What you saying? What can you get for about 100? You know, I'm not really sure about your area, Square Biz, but in Charlotte, I don't even know if you can get a mobile home. I don't. It's hard. It's real hard. Um, but anyway, nonetheless, so which leads me to what we were talking about. So, y'all, a few weeks ago, I was going over my pipeline because I was just trying to figure out, where was I getting my loans from, so I could set some goals for this year, create some talking points. I wanted to have a class for I wanted to have a class for realtors to talk about traveling nurses, because traveling nurses make a lot of money, and I've had a lot of success with getting travel nurses approved. And so, because their income is really variable, but they make a lot of money. And so when I was doing it, I was looking at my pipeline and all the closed loans that I had, and I realized that a lot of the people that purchased homes and I did their loan for last year were actually single women, and they were millennials or Gen Zers. And so one of the ones I was really super proud about, she had her mom help her. I think she couldn't have been no more than like 23 or 24 years old, which kind of reminded me of me, because I bought my first house when I was 22 years old when I was in college. So I remember being in college though, and I probably had a boyfriend or something. I don't know. I can't remember that far back. Y'all know my age, right? But anyway, I remember having conversations that, I was like, oh, when I graduate, I'm gonna get a house and all of the things. And, you imagine that, your first job, you're gonna be making $1 million. That was wrong. And so I actually did end up purchasing a townhome. And I got it for $127,000. It was 1,500 square feet, 2 bed, 2.5 bathroom. I had a 1-car garage, honey. I had it going all the way on. And my classmates, a lot of them were saying, well, I don't know. I don't want to buy a house. I don't think I don't want to buy a house until I get married. You don't want to buy a house till you get married? What? So today, that's what we're going to talk about. I want to talk to y'all about, should women wait until marriage to purchase a home? And Alan says, yes, they should wait. Oh, should women wait until marriage to purchase a home? Now, again, I recognize that, 20 years ago was a little bit different. We're not having very many $127,000 homes. As I just told y'all, usually when people call me, I really, in my heart and in my soul, because people aren't in this industry, I really believe in my soul that when people want to start a house, that's probably what they're thinking. They're probably thinking 160, 170, that'll get me a nice DR Horton 4-bedroom. And unfortunately, depending on where you live, it probably will not. And so people are finding it a little challenging to be able to make the payments or qualify with just one income, because interest rates are a little bit higher. But nonetheless, my friends definitely took a hard stance, whereas I was more like, I am woman, hear me roar, go girl, power, whatever, I'm a boss, all of the things. And I did. I went ahead. I jumped out there. Now, the end of that story didn't go so well. Kind of blew up in my face. I was able to get a loan. Back in the day when all you had to do was breathe. I didn't have a job. It was a hot mess express, which is why I argue all the time for people to pump your brakes and make sure that your affairs are in order, because I've been a victim myself of putting the cart before the horse, and it did not work out favorably. But perhaps you all have seen, because as I was thinking about the conversations that I was having with my friends, and looking at the pipeline of young ladies that were purchasing homes, they're in their 20s, they're in their early 30s, they're professional women, nurses, attorneys. I mean, like, they're not just little yang round the way jobs. And they're going out here and they are getting what they want. And so I thought it was very interesting. Let's see. I can't remember how to share this screen. Is this it? Here it is. I thought it was very interesting. You all might have seen this clip that made its way around the internet. Y'all, I really hope y'all can hear this, but it's a clip of Taraji P. Henson. And oh, I really hope this works. Okay, share audio checkbox on the next window. Follow these steps. Oh, no, y'all, I'm way off. Hang on. Okay. I hope this works. If it don't, then we just gonna have to, I'm gonna have to summarize. Okay. Why isn't it working? What do y'all see? Can y'all see it? No. Oh, you can see it. Add it to the stream. How? What am I doing wrong? I did this before. Why am I acting like I've never done this? Oh, that's it. Okay. I hope you guys can hear this. All right. So again, like I said, you all might have seen this clip, but I think it's something that really got me thinking. So just listen to what she has to say.
That's the battle of being a human.
How are you doing overall? I just interviewed Jay Balvin, and he told me, he's struggled with some things in his life too, and he's developed a system where he checks in with his team and his friends and his family. He asked them, "How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10?" And I love that. I told him I was going to steal it for the podcast. It's really like to check in with people, like, how happy. So I'll ask you that, Ms. Henson. How happy are you?
I don't know, to be quite honest.
Why?
I thought I was happy, but the things that I thought, I'm gonna get emotional, I don't want to. The things that I thought was making me happy, they don't cut it anymore. And so I'm in a place where, what does that look like? And I'm kind of spinning because I don't know. The things that made me happy before, like, when I was going to get married and that didn't work out, it's not that. It's not marriage. It's not a man. It's not. So it's for me to tap in to find my happiness. And to be quite honest with you, Angie, I haven't been happy, like purely happy, in a long time.
Y'all. Now, the part of the clip that I originally saw was just the snippet when she says that things that once made her happy no longer make her happy. And I immediately knew what she was talking about before she got into the whole, like, it's not about a man and all of that. But I want to highlight who this woman is that's saying that she is not happy. Now, earlier I alluded to I'm coming upon not being 39 anymore. And so it really did strike me a little bit differently. And so, like I said, I was able to immediately recognize what I thought the issues could have potentially been. So, y'all, the girl went to A&T, Aggie Pride, She graduated, according to my research, from Howard University. Shout out to HU. Shout out to Square Biz. She had a son when she was in college, took her son from Washington, D.C., and went across the country with $700 to live out her dream. She could see some vision that nobody else could see. She was like, I'm all in. Oh Lord, have mercy. I'm all in. Yes, she's a bison. Go ahead, girl. You got it. We try to share her too sometimes. But she took her son across the country. Like, y'all, I ain't even been like out of town by myself for real. I wish I would pack my son up and go across the country to a place where I've never been before to be able to try to scrape some dimes together, get an acting job, because I feel like one day I'm gonna be living this life of luxury. Well, guess what? It worked out. Now, I don't know if you all realize, I believe her son's father has passed away. So she was a single woman, single mom, everything. And she just pushed all the chips in because it was something she believed in herself. That she was like, no, this gonna work. This gotta work. And she went out and it worked. Looks like she went out there, I think in 2002, 2003. I think the first time I saw her on television was around 2005, 2006. But I just want to highlight a couple of things about who this woman is. She's been in movies like Hustle and Flow, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Hidden Figures, Baby Boy. She was starring in a show called Empire that ran for a few years. She has won awards, NAACP awards, BET awards. She's been on hosting gigs, hosting these award shows. This woman has been nominated for Golden Globe Awards. She has a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. And yet, she's unhappy. She got everything that everybody think they want. She got the money, she has the fame, and she is unhappy. Now, I don't know if you all know, but a few years ago, she was engaged to be married to someone. And so I knew that. I had that background knowledge. So when I'm looking at this woman is 52 years old, and she's sitting up here telling Angie Martinez that she is unhappy. I made an immediate connection that it had to be related to not having the husband, the relationship that she probably always wanted. Now, this conversation is not about that. I want to use this as the springboard to the real conversation. This girl checks all the boxes. She bring all the boys to the yard with her body. All the boys, they looking at her. They really checking for her. Like, ooh, Taraji, she on the, top 10 list of women that, the guys always go up for, but that don't make her happy. And so I thought about that. I thought about the fact that I'm turning 40. I've never been married. I've never been engaged. I have a son. And I ain't gonna lie, a little part of me, I'm feeling some sort of way. I feel a little bit, I don't want to say incomplete, but I feel a little regretful, right? That maybe I was too focused on getting the money, and trying to survive. That's the word. I was trying to survive. And this woman is not only survived, but she has thrived. And yet she's unhappy because there's a piece that's missing. And so my question stems from, like I said, what I thought about when I was about 21, 22 years old. What you waiting for, sis? Why are you, as a single woman, not willing to, or maybe don't want to purchase a home until you get married? This magical man might not ever come. And if he doesn't come, woo, not only are you going to not have the things that you once upon a time vision in your head, you're going to be out of a whole lot of money. Now, as a mortgage loan officer, like I said, I see people in all types of situations. I see men that want to purchase homes by themselves. More often than not, the men are purchasing with a young lady. I see, heterosexual couples that are unmarried. I see homosexual couples that purchase homes. But by far, in a way, I am seeing women that got their degrees. They have these good jobs, because as of right now, women are graduating from college at a higher clip than men are. Women are going to get it and not letting anything or anybody get in their way. So I'm wondering, like, is this a Gen Z thing that they have this like new revolution, this thing about themselves where they're like, I'm not waiting. I can get my own money. Maybe, because I'm a millennial. I was the beginning. I was like the second one that was born, but still a millennial nonetheless. And our attitudes seem to have been a little bit different than the attitudes of the people that are coming up behind this generation. They're buying investment properties, condos, first time, as first time buyers, like out the gate. They're like, oh, how old are you? 27. Oh, yeah. When I was 27, I think I was making like $30,000 a year. So what is it? Why is it, or not even why is it? Are we in a situation where we're now seeing a shift in mindset? Or is it a scenario where potentially as women, are we now at the ages where we're turning, 35, realize we hadn't had babies yet, realize we might not have been engaged yet, realize that you've been messing with the wrong one for the last 15 years? Are we at the situation? Are we at this intersection, this fork in the road, where you're looking like, God, do I continue down this path of hoping, wishing, praying, wanting that this magical person is going to show up and buy me this $1 million house? Because that's what you see all on Instagram, or all on, the Shade Room or MTV or whatever it is. Or are we looking at a turning point where these young girls are showing us like, well, dang, like, maybe I don't need no man. Maybe I can buy this house by myself. I have a friend that, I have a friend that she bought when she was 25 years old, and she's 40 now. And she purchased her townhome by herself. Again, the home prices were a lot lower, but the point of the story is she purchased out in Dallas, and she's getting her home prepared to sell. she is going to benefit from all the equity between now and 15 years ago. And home prices are still going up. We're talking about a couple $100,000. Now, I don't know about y'all. I can't save that much money. It's not happening for me. I can't save that much money. I could never, no. It don't matter how much money I'm making. I can't save $200,000. So, is it possible that because we as women was holding on, and again, when I say women, I'm talking about millennials. We were holding on to this idea, this dream, this hope that, oh, I'm just going to wait to buy a house because I'll wait to get it with my man. What? But then the man didn't come. For a lot of us. I have lots of single friends, and they're not broke either. They're not broke. They're well educated, high earning women that have gotten to this point, master's degree, and never purchased a home because I'm going to wait for my man. I'm praying for him. But the consequences of waiting are so great. It's detrimental not only to you as the person in your household, but to your next generation. $200,000 is a lot of money. But you gonna wait for your man. Go off, sis. You got it. Not me. I wasn't doing that. I bought my house. Like I said, the first one, like I said, that didn't go so well. But I got it right on this one. Okay. I got my house before the pandemic. Now, granted, like I said, I was making decisions for myself and for my son. I bought a 4-bedroom hoping that somebody would come in and help me clean up and get these bills up off me, because quiet as it's kept, that's a lot of work. Like, I don't know if women meant to bear all of that responsibility. It's exhausting. I'm tired. However, being tired hasn't made me regret my decision even one day. I am allegedly wealthier. Minus all that student loan debt stuff. Don't worry about that. We're going to kick that can down the road. I am wealthier now than I would have been if I would have waited for that man. Because he ain't come. And he might not never come. And I can definitely identify with what Taraji is saying when she, like, dang, like, I ain't see my life like this. So my question to you, because clearly I feel what you waiting on, because you might be giving up a bag, waiting on something that may never happen for you. And I want y'all to understand, there's women in the Bible that weren't married. It's okay. But do you sacrifice your future, hedging your bet that maybe old boy from back in the day will spin the block and you was the one that he really wanted and y'all gonna ride off into the sunset together? Probably not. You gonna get somebody, that's gonna show up and sweep you off your feet because he in the NFL, baby. You missed your time. You in your 30s. You too old for them players. No shade. Shout out to the girls to be waiting in the locker room. Y'all might want to go after the coaches now. And they probably married. So I don't know what you're gonna do. So who you waiting on? Who are you waiting for before you are willing to go out and be like, you know what? I need to take my life into my own hands. I need to be able to go ahead and determine the trajectory that I want my life to go. Because if you did not own a home and you were in a financial position to own a home in 2020, what was the pandemic? I don't know a year. In 2020, and you chose not to because you was like, I'm gonna wait, you literally have missed out on like $200,000. And that's real talk. And so now what you gonna do? You might not be in a financial position to be able to buy that house. You missed the boat. So I just wanna, let's see what we got. We had some comments here. Hey Tim, the intentional millionaire. Square Biz in the chat. I appreciate you. All right. Who living? You say she's living. Who's living? We're doing good. We're doing good. My this my online birthday party. This my online birthday party. I'm trying to pour into people and make sure that people don't make some of the mistakes that I made once upon a time. Okay, R. Hammond comment says, sadly, men, especially men of color, are not purchasing homes at a high frequency without a spouse involved in a transaction. Women, by far and away, dominate the first-time home buyer transaction. Facts. But, and I know you're a loan officer. Is it? Do you think? Is it an age difference? Is it like more millennials, or do you think that it's dominated now by the younger generation, by the, what are they, the Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Zs? Is it there? Is it a fine line? Like, did they see that it wasn't going so well for us getting married, or hoping and waiting and wishing, and they were like, forget that. That ain't my plan. I ain't doing that. Maybe they saw what it was. I don't know. But in either circumstance, I would not recommend that you wait to get married to buy a house. Because like I said, I mean, Taraji, as beautiful as she is and as many boxes as she checks, she is 52 years old. And I suppose it could happen, but I mean, that's probably why she really sad. Because like I said, I'm turning 40 and you gotta face facts. But don't let that hold you back from being a homeowner, and don't let that hold you back from potentially having more wealth than you could have ever imagined. Because like I said, I mean, we have some really successful women that are watching right now, professional women. They drive Mercedes and stuff. And yeah, I mean, don't let it hold you back. They own houses. We out here. You say spin the block. That's right. He might spin the block and come scoop you, and then you gonna act like did none of that stuff happen. You gonna act like them 4 kids by them 4 women never even happened. It's jokes, y'all. It's jokes. But y'all know I ain't lying. Coach has been married since they was on the team. Woo! Yes, they have. Right. But you stand out in the locker room waiting for one to come scoop you because he gonna buy you a house. Hopefully not. Don't. I mean, like I said, they just jokes. They just jokes. That's all. They just jokes, y'all. But I would say again, I feel very passionately about it because, like I said, oh my God, I can't even begin to imagine the regret that I would have if I didn't go ahead and move forward with the purchase. Yeah, it's 4 bedrooms, and people like, you don't need 4 bedrooms. It's just you and your son. So what? Don't you worry about you and your little 1 bed, 1 bath apartment. Don't worry about what I got going on over here. That 4 bedrooms and the other 2 empty bedrooms gonna pay for him to go to college too. Catch. But because home ownership it gives you access to so many different things. Like if I wanted to turn this into investment property, I potentially could do that. I could pull the equity out and go and start me a real estate portfolio. It's a whole thing. Y'all cannot let yourselves get into this mindset or this idea that he gonna come save you. The intentional millionaire says he has a house and she has a house. Rent them each out and get a house together. That way you both own something outside of each other and you have something that yes, exactly. So I'm gonna drop the link in a second because I do want to talk about that. Like, is it a turnoff? Like, what's the deal? Shout out to Tony, y'all. That's my co-host on our podcast, the uninvited house guest. I say stuff that I shouldn't say on there, but I try to give good advice. Thank you for joining. Now, I do know, I mean, I'm going to tell your business real quick. Now, he purchased a home as a single man. He's married now, but he purchased a home as a single man. But I just don't come across that very often. I really, really don't. I guess, women, we want to dress up the house and decorate it real nice and all of the things. So we watch all these YouTube channels and stuff like that. So I don't know, but basically, I mean, single men should buy homes as well, but I'm talking to my lady specifically because like I said, I will never ever in my lifetime forget that I literally had friends look me dead in my face and be like, I'm waiting for my husband. And we were in our early 20s in Allen. We got the house. I bought the shout out to the rich in the chat. Hey, you can do that when you're a pharmacist. She said she got her own car. They both bought a house. And you can, like, what if your relationship don't work out? These relationships, man, y'all listen when I tell you, I pull credit reports all the time. You done waited for that man. Y'all done bought this house. Y'all 18 months in and now y'all on the way to a divorce. What was you waiting for? What were you waiting for? Like, y'all, I mean, y'all, I promise you, I see it all. It's a hot mess express for sure. But y'all, I want to definitely, let's see, who is this? He ain't coming. And Alan say he ain't coming. And if he does, be in a realistic mindset with the expectations. Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a realistic mindset. Because like, are you waiting for somebody to show up that makes more money than you so you can afford a bigger house? Is that what it could potentially be? Is it you just want something that's y'all's together? Because like the intentional millionaire says, I mean, honey, his name says it all right? Hey, like he says, you guys, you can own a house, he can own a house, then y'all get one together. Look, now y'all got 3 houses. You don't have to wait. I would implore you, please, please, please do not wait. What you waiting on? Because these houses only getting more expensive by the day, literally. All right. So let's see. I think millennials, both men and women, never learned how equity works. Potentially. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, well, I'm paying, child, back in the day, I think my 1 bedroom after college, my 1 bedroom apartment when I graduated college, it was on like a little fake little lake in an apartment complex. It was cute, y'all. And it came with a washer and dryer. $650 a month. Them was the good old days. But yeah, I mean, 600, even if it's that low, like times by 30 years, and then it's increasing at a 3% rate year over year, the rents are gonna go up. Like, I just hope that, again, women, particularly my age, and I'm not saying it like for real, like he ain't coming, but he might not come. So I need y'all to like shift your mindset. You can own a home all by yourself. Y'all need no man. Drop that zero. Get you a hero, girl. You know how. Y'all remember Ricky Lake? They used to say stuff like that. Square B says, imagine waiting for somebody with a file. Imagine waiting for somebody with a 500 credit score, man or man. Oh, and don't forget the child support. Them 4 kids. Okay. Now, y'all, Square Biz is a content creator. She does her channel is all about like credit cards and business credit. And I know that's a hot buzzword, but shout out to her channel because she gives responsible advice. She's not telling you how to go out and do unscrupulous things or advising you to not be honest on your applications for credit. And she's showing you ways that you can build it up and really have a successful business, because we all understand that the underlying and key word to business credit is to have a business. But some people forget to tell people that on the internet. So if you have anybody that you know that owns a business and they need to build some business credit, shout out, go look at her channel. She was going to give you all of the information all about that. Ann Allen is another content creator, y'all. Shout out to her. She's a pharmacist and she has a channel where she talks a little bit about everything. She crazy. She not your regular pharmacist, okay? She probably the pharmacist that you be getting extra drugs to go see. Make sure you see her once a month or every other week. But she does a lot of shorts talking about things that she sees at work, because I think everybody thinks that they got the funniest job when it comes to dealing with the public. So shout out to her talking about it's a business that makes money. A business that makes money, honey. Absolutely. I'm gonna drop the link. I want y'all to come up here and talk to me, because I mean, seriously, why do you all think that women are waiting until they might end up being 52 years old? And it's not, and now if you've not purchased your home, I'm not saying before the internet police come get me, because if you don't say one thing and you think something's implied, they're gonna be trying to tear you down. If you're not in a position to not buy, then I'm not talking to you. Then don't buy a house. If for some reason that you don't get into a financial position to be able to buy until you are in your 50s, shout out to you. It's okay. But for those that are ready, willing, able, and that are not willing to buy a house, but check all of the boxes to be able to get a home loan, y'all. That equity ain't nobody's business. That's all I had to say. Like you can't save that much money. I don't know any investments that's gonna get you a couple $100,000 in a matter of what, 8? How long? What the pandemic was? What, for 2 years? I don't know. I lost track. Oh, the mortgage match. Hey, girl. Hey. She is actually another loan officer. Let's see. What does she say? Address the pregnant. Since that seems to be the justification for non-contributing. Hang on, I'm gonna have to pull you up so you can expound upon that for sure. Y'all, where's the link at? Oh, invite. Is this it? Yeah. Is this it? Did I do it? Yay. I'm getting better, y'all. I'm getting better. Okay, so come up here, y'all. Click the link. I got the link here. Please let me know, why do you feel that women are potentially waiting until they are married to get to pin it? Okay. Huh? How I pin it? Put user in timeout. I'm user. How do I pin it? I clicked on the dots. Oh, that's not it, is it? How I do it? How do I do it, Square Biz? I feel like I did it last. I know I did. Didn't I do it last time? Y'all, I'm struggle streaming. I'm gonna get this thing right. And when I do, ooh, baby. When I do, y'all, thank you for being patient with me. Oh, sorry. I'll just keep doing it. I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, let me know, like, what are some of the reasons why you might think that, women are waiting? And do you think it's an age difference? Do you think it's a generational thing that we kind of saw our parents that, their marriages lasted longer than our marriages? Our marriages will probably last a little bit longer than the marriages of the, people that are coming up behind us. How old do I say I'm talking about the people coming up behind us? I'm young. I got 2 more hours to D-Day. All right, we got somebody joining us here. All right. Let me take that out. Hey!
You really added me to the video.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to.
You're fine.
I'm sorry. My bad. But yeah. So hey. So what are your thoughts, Sahad? Tell us, what do you think about the topic at hand? I was saying that Taraji is 52 years old, check all the boxes, look good, make all the money, she got it going on. But she says she's unhappy. And I think she did hint that, she's had failed relationships and she couldn't figure out why. But my thought process is, to younger women, like, that could be you too. Like, what you waiting on? What are you waiting for? Why you think women, are potentially either deciding to, hey, forget it, I ain't waiting for the man, or why do you think that they might be holding on to this magical person that's coming?
Well, I can't speak for Taraji because I'm not her. However, I think that a lot of women, when they hit a successful point in their career or they've hit a successful point as far as accomplishments, that it's hard to imagine getting to this point without a partner. And we feel like because we don't have a partner, that we have somehow not fulfilled our goal or not hit that peak or really accomplished it because we don't have anyone to share it with. That would be my thought process. So I'm a divorced person. However, that would be my thought process as a now single woman, that, hey, I'm accomplishing all these things, but if I don't have someone to share it with, perhaps it's not as valuable. And that's a misconception, especially when it comes to real estate and homeownership. This is the gift that keeps on giving. Whether you give this to yourself, whether you give this to your children, whether you give this to your family, whether you leave this to your future husband or future partner that isn't here yet, real estate is the gift that keeps on giving. So I think if people can look at it like it's not just for families, it's not just for married people, it's not just for any type of people, it's just something else to add to the list of wealth building. We know that real estate is the foundation of building wealth. We know that minority women are the top buyers for individual buyers. We know that we are that category. I don't think it's anything that we should shy away from. We as lenders, we know that we are the smallest percentage out of all loan officers in the entire country. Minority women, we're the smallest group. I think it's something that we should embrace. And if you work with professionals that share your same experience, it'll be a little bit more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. So you mentioned that you are now you're no longer with your ex-spouse. Do you think that post divorce that would give women trepidation? Not you, because I know you're purchasing another house, but in general, do you think that sometimes women are like, oh, been there, done that, I'm too scared, I can't do it on my own?
I would hate if I mean,
I would say yes.
whether it's you had a spouse or you didn't have a spouse, home ownership is a emotional transaction as much as it is a financial one. Well, if you're doing that alone, man, woman, single, indifferent, there's always going to be some type of fear-based trepidation, no matter what, if you've never done it before. My situation is I owned property before I got married. I still own property a little bit more after I'm divorced. But if this were going to be the first go around, it's going to be scary no matter what, because you're going into the unknown, right? You don't do this every single day. You have to rely on a professional that you've hired to guide you and support you. There's no way that you can learn what we know in a day, a week, a month. There's really no way to educate yourself in like a crash course to do what we do or go through this experience. You have to put trust into the people that you hire, and that requires a lot of women to be vulnerable. And if you're an independent woman, and that's not any shade, but if you're a working professional and you're used to doing everything by yourself, accomplishing everything by yourself, having to give up control and allow someone else to guide you and lead you in what could be the biggest purchase of your entire life, that's scary, relationship or no relationship. But then to do it alone as a woman, when society tells you you should be doing this together, this should be a family thing, this is something that a husband and wife do, or a wife and wife, spouse, whatever, right? You have this extra layer of stigma around you, like, I'm not doing it the correct way. And that's not true. The correct way is, can we get into this house? That's always going to be the correct way.
Right. That's always going to be our answer. Like, okay, what we need to move around.
Right. Oh, the credit
what we need to move around.
The money saved. That's okay. I mean, as long as we get to the closing table, the job is done.
The job is definitely done. So do you think that that attitude of I don't need you, I'm gonna do it myself, do you think that could be a turnoff? Like, men, do you think that maybe women might feel that it is unattractive to men? Like maybe they don't have nothing to contribute, or they don't feel like, you know, they're coming in to save the day. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't speak to all women, and I certainly don't want to come off like a what do they call it today? A pick me. I don't want to come off like a pick me, right? I can only give my situation or how I feel is, I feel like there's a lot of power in submission. I feel like there's a lot of power in
femininity. Child, not that word.
Well, I think there's a confusion around submission, or submission translate to, well, I'm a follower and you're telling me what to do. And okay. I don't think that that's submission at all. I think submission has a lot to do with respect for your partner, whether your partner is a male, a female, just partner, period, whatever your pronouns are. I think attitude has a lot to do with it. A lot of women are independent. That doesn't mean we don't need a man. It doesn't mean that we don't want a man. We're allowed to have our accolades and be proud of the things that we put on our vision board, goals that we set for ourselves. And I think for the right partner that comes along, it's not going to be looked at like, oh, she doesn't need us, or, oh, she's so independent. Like it's such a negative connotation around it when you hear the term independent woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I think for other groups that don't look like us and don't identify with us, you don't really hear many other groups of women screaming at the top of their lungs, whatever the word, I can't even spell it right now because it's late. I do my own business. But, you don't hear any other group of women screaming that from the top of their lungs and, I'm a boss chick or whatever the case may be. Well, all the bosses that I know are pretty, they don't need to tell anybody.
I'm loud about it. I'm a boss. Go ahead.
I mean, in your words, go off.
The finish. Shout out.
I would hope it wouldn't be. I
Yeah.
would hope it wouldn't be a turnoff.
Yeah.
But I would just look at it if someone comes along and says like, "Oh, that's a turnoff," that woman is proud of what she's accomplished and she's worked hard and she's gotten there and she's celebrating it. Well, you know what? Maybe you're just the weaker man and you really don't belong in this environment. This isn't for you. Because I feel like a true masculine man, a true king. I don't think that us celebrating our independence is going to intimidate somebody that's really here for us for the right reasons.
Okay.
I don't think that should be a turnoff.
Okay. Could it be a turnoff if it's more than one house? Because there are people in the chat that own single women in the chat right now that own multiple houses. So could it be a situation where the man may feel like he can't compete or he can't catch up? Like, what you know what I mean? Like, okay, one house, all right. Like, you got your one house, I got my one little house. But then if it's I got my one little house and you got 5 houses, it's like, oh wait, hold on. Do you think that like is something that
is that competition?
It sounds like he has a personal problem. Because if we're together, it sounds like if I own all these houses, it sounds like I am really solid. Like, you're never going to have to worry about me draining your bank account because I am ready, willing, and able to take care of everything if need be. I mean, to me, that seems really safe. But, I'm also not an insecure man that has an ego that needs to be stroked.
All right now. Okay, so Diddy says minority women also have more responsibilities like children, elderly parents, family when it comes to money and can't afford to wait to not become a home. Agreed. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Did he say this?
Who is that? You see it?
Someone in the chat. I'm thinking like you're talking about Diddy like Puff.
Oh no, Diddy. No. Puff it. No, he ain't in the chat today. But hey, maybe we'll do something to make us go viral and he'll be on the next one. Nah, not today. He gonna make it. He look at Carisha, please. That's
how you're like, well, Diddy said. I'm like,
no. Okay, so Ian Allen says maybe it depends on how you present it. I've always had my own things, but I always need help. Me too. I'm tired.
Are we out there saying like, I'm tired? Like, I'm tired.
Who?
Like, women? Are we out there?
I don't know. I'm saying it to millions of people right now. Like, if y'all know somebody.
Where are we at? Charlotte? Is this the of the universe?
But no, seriously, like, I mean, no, I what Ian Allen was saying earlier, and I don't know if you missed it, but she was saying her and her husband, they purchased together. I don't know if she may have owned anything before that or not, but they purchased together. But she has her own, stuff. Like, she driving around my dream car right now. But it's hers. So she makes decisions together, but she also has her own outside
stuff
as well. Right. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I again, my position is definitely don't wait. Please don't wait. Please don't wait.
I don't think anybody should wait. I mean, if you meet somebody that's coachable, right? Like, guy or girl, whatever your orientation is, if you meet somebody who's coachable and willing to listen, if you're in our role, right, we can teach somebody how to buy some stuff and how to invest if they're coachable, right? So really, I mean, I would hope if you come across a partner that doesn't have what you have, I would hope that they're coachable enough to learn from you, and vice versa. If somebody comes along and they say I own a whole bunch of stuff and I only have my little bitty tiny investment pool, like, hey, teach me. I'm listening.
Mhm.
When I grow up, I'm tuned in all the way if I can learn from you. But I don't think it's necessarily a woman issue as far as like us as a minority group of women. Um, Perhaps the minority group of women should stop exclusively dating Black men. And then maybe you would find that on the outside, there is this whole other group that is ready, willing, and able and values all that you contribute and wishes that they had somebody that was as driven and ambitious. I already know I'm going to get crucified by the Black men. Go ahead and do it. Girl, I'm fine. But I mean, Black women are the only group that exclusively date Black men. Maybe if you broadened your horizons, you wouldn't run into as many issues.
And that's that on that. Okay.
Lock
Well,
me up.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tony, hit the link. I'm about to hit the link and come up. Can you come up? Because I'm curious. But yeah, y'all. Mortgage Match gave a word today, didn't you? So, but Tony says, or sorry, your own keys. He says Kevin Samuels would say he don't care if you own a house. But see, I've seen things on the internet, on YouTube, on Instagram that says things that are to the contrary. That maybe the male doesn't feel like there's any room for him. And I don't want to say it's unattractive, but I think that's probably a little bit of a harsh word. But I mean, hey, it's too late now. I can't undo it. So I mean, I'm definitely all for it. And I want to say men don't care either way. Some do. Some definitely do. I would hope that wouldn't prevent somebody from moving forward though. So y'all, okay. So we can agree that let's say men don't care. But if women are concerned and scared to move forward, I don't want to say scared to move forward, but if women are concerned that they want to wait for this union, this special union to happen before they go down that pathway, can you tell me what are the alternatives? What are the alternatives if women are waiting? Oh gosh, like I want to be married before I buy this home. Another swath of women are, I don't care, I'm gonna get this house. What are the alternatives? Like, what can we do? Like, if men may feel like that there's no room for them to come in and contribute to anything, me personally, get these bills up off me, and you can feel free to buy me a bigger house. Like, that's my personal stance on it, but I wouldn't let it keep me from buying altogether. She says she got married her last year of pharmacy school. He got you. He trapped you, girl. It's okay. Hey, it sounds like it worked out. It sounds like it worked out pretty good. You're a pharmacist and you driving my dream car. So you got it, girl. Oh, y'all, we got one of my faves, my biggest supporter. Love her to death, y'all. Here is Square Biz. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
I can. It's
Good.
a party. Happy birthday. Well,
You
not
know what? I don't have my glass tonight. I'm jealous a little bit, but happy birthday.
almost. We creeping up on. I keep looking at the clock. I wanted the day go by so slow. Oh my God, I wanted the day go by.
Girl, listen, it is just another trip around the sun. Don't let nobody out here tell you, because you might be approaching whatever, that whatever age, that you still ain't got it.
But like I said, I mean, really, like I found the timing of Taraji's words to just be so eerie because I'm like, oh my God, I feel you, sis. I'm connecting with you. Just like the mortgage match said, you want to share moments and things. Like I can earn however much money I earn, but then it's like, dang, let me take my son
I
to go
mean,
get a pedicure with
so
me.
I watched that whole interview a couple of weeks ago, and she made it a point to say it wasn't necessarily like a
Right.
man, but I mean, if you're a woman of a certain age and you maybe in the same boat as her, I can see how you might feel like, nah, sis, you might be lying a little bit. It might have everything to do with the fact that
Definitely, yeah.
so I can see that. But to answer the question, should a woman wait for marriage? I don't think so. I don't think you should wait to marriage because a house is not, something, at least in my eyes, a house is not something that is like permanent, right? Oh, I bought this house and so I can't, leave this house. I can't, people buy and sell houses every day, B. That's how I feel. Right. And so if you buy a house in your 20s, I bought a house when I was in my 20s. And if a man comes along and, you guys, or whomever, your partner comes along, someone that wants to be with you, and y'all decide to get married and everything like that. I mean, it's too easy to either sell your home. Like Tim said, you can rent the home out, you know what I mean? And that's more, shoot, the home can pay for the wedding if you want to, if you're trying to have like a big wedding, really, you know what I mean? Like imagine if 15 years ago, you buy a house, right? Let's just say it's like what you said your house was 120,
127.
127, right? And
127.
it's probably like 227 now, right? It's $100,000 in equity. So it's just imagine if you bought that home, and let's just say you get proposed to and you get married to today, and he's like, we're gonna move to the West Coast, so we got to sell a home. And of course so you're merging yourselves together, so of course you're probably gonna have like a wedding, probably. I don't know. And I don't know how much people pay for their weddings and stuff like that. But if you sold that house just paid for the wedding and then some.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because isn't it like traditional that like the woman's father is supposed to pay for the wedding or whatever. Anyway, so she brought the dowry or whatever. She brought it in the house. And I think you said before something about like a house is probably a better savings, a better way to save money. It's better than like a actual like savings account in the bank. I mean, I don't know too many people that are saving $100,000, $150,000 or whatever within their lifespan, let alone 5 to 10 years. So no, I don't think they should wait, and I don't think that the stigma of you as a woman, a single woman having a house, is something that men get turned off to. I agree with Allen. A lot of men don't care. A lot of men don't care, and I agree with you too, baby. He may never come. Okay, you can. I don't know. You gotta look at yourself at that point, right? You gotta look at yourself and your character and what you're actually, projecting to the world and to men or whatever have you. But he may never come. Yeah. And so now you done waited, and let's just say you waited until you were 40. Like I said, he might show up with the $500 credit score, baby. You still ain't gonna be able to do too much. So like.
Now you ain't lying about that, because I see some mismatches. I'm telling you, for real. I see some severe mismatches. And I especially see some when the two people are unmarried and they want to buy a house. Like, I feel like the order and way that we do things now is like, let's move in together, have a baby. Oh, yeah, let's get married, by the way.
Not by the way.
But really, I mean, a lot of times that seems to kind of be, the order that things happen. Like I wasn't married when I had my son, you know, his dad and we lived together. Now it was my townhome. I purchased it on my own. Well, purchased loosely because I ain't put no money down, but you know,
I think that's what someone was saying. Like, who's the pregnant? She said something about talk about the pregnant. What did she say? What's that? What was that comment?
Yeah, the comment. Yeah, it was about talking about being on a deed or something.
I guess that was the fact that the woman is pregnant is the reason why she's not contributing, but she wants to sign the deed or something of the sort. I think that's the gist of the comment. I'm not sure.
That's possible. Yeah,
I think that's what she was trying to get you to expand on.
But I mean, it's definitely like that's the thing, and then like that's a whole different kind of conversation when you're talking about two unmarried people coming together to purchase a home, because there's a lot of things that can go left.
Yeah, you know, I said this in the chat. You know, that's a bridge too far for me, right? Without some type of like business contract in the works there. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I would be able to buy a purchase a home with a boyfriend pseudo spouse, if that makes sense. Because what happens if that things go if things go left? I don't know. You gotta ask the lead attorney about right, that, right? But what I'm saying is if I'm gonna purchase a house with someone that I'm not like married to, there's like a contract in it's a business contract in there. But I think a lot of times, emotions, feelings, I love him, or she loved me and we gonna make this work. I think a lot of times that may cloud the judgment when it comes to like, buying a home. And I know there's a lot of people out here that do it, couples, right? Unmarried couples that get together and buy homes, and that's everyone else's choice. But for me and mine, no, we're not doing it without like some type of contractual agreement there, because when things go left, and you know what, now that I think about it, I know someone who was in a long-term relationship, a woman, and her boyfriend, or her partner at the time, they bought multiple houses together, and they were engaged, and the engagement got called off because she didn't want to have any more kids. She was a little bit older. She already had a child who, a teenager or whatever. And they got together under the premise of, she didn't want to have any more kids, but he was a little bit younger. And I guess he changed his mind and said he wanted somebody that looked like him, possibly. And she was like, yeah, no, the factory's closed. And the relationship dissolved. Thankfully, though, the houses that they did buy, they were like business transactions. They were like business partners, so to speak. And so they ended up, being able to split that. But I couldn't imagine having to go through that without, some type of contract or whatever.
So, yeah. I mean, you gotta get some papers on people. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. I'm telling you, I learned some of the biggest, best life lessons from other people simply because I kind of am a fly on the wall. I get an insight to people's lives that they don't see, that other people don't see. Like their friends, I know more about you in 10 minutes than your mama probably knows about you.
After you start running that credit check and all of that.
Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, like these guys, some of these dudes are reckless. I had a man try and buy a house for his side girl. Like things be happening. I'm trying to tell you. Yes, for real. So, I get the financial piece, right? Particularly now in today's, day and age, the age of, 6, 7, 8% interest rates. Side note, interest rates were like 18% in the 80s. However, homes were like, I don't know what, $40,000. $50,000. I don't know.
I wish.
But now instead of a starter home being 150, 160,000, a starter home at 325, 350, and that's a townhouse in a lot of cases. So you might need that extra income, considering that, I don't know, I keep hearing different numbers for that median income, but let's call it $55,000 a year. You probably do need a little bit of a boost. But like I said earlier, women are making more money now than they ever have before. And we are graduating college at a higher clip than we ever have before. I believe in my heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, everything in me, that women have all the means to be able to go out and purchase whatever it is that they want. But for whatever reason, there's a mental block that's there, and they're not able to expand their mindset to be like, no, you know what? It's cool. I got this. I could do this. It can be a little scary. You can have a little bit of angst and everything, but it's just the idea of this other person is here. Now, I've also seen scenarios where women mishandle that other person being there, and they do trifling stuff like, oh, he there, I'll just quit my job because I feel like it. No, ma'am, no, you will not. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? You know what I mean? And they're putting a burden that they don't necessarily, in my opinion, shouldn't necessarily put on the man just because he's there. It's like, throw caution to the wind. So, I mean, purchasing a home with somebody, you can sometimes side out of reasons why, somebody might want to, but I get it. Financially right now, it's not an easy thing to do at all. But to your point, I vividly remember when a lady was calling back in like the earlier 2000s, after the not pandemic, Jesus Christ, after the Great Recession. They started doing things called HARP loans. So we weren't looking at your credit, income, assets, nothing. If you wanted to refinance and get a lower rate, honey, come on, sign up, sign here, boom, boom, boom. I remember there was a woman that called, and at the time I was working at a bank, so I could see all of her information, all the financial, like how much she owed and all of that. And I could see who I was on the loan. I could see everything, because I told you I know all y'all business. And I was like, okay, cool. We click in the numbers, boom, boom. All right, girl. Yeah. So we, okay. So you gonna save like $400 a month, with some good amount of money. I said, okay. So, and so who's Bob? Bob. Yeah. Bob Jones, like who? Oh, my ex. Oh, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? What you mean you don't know? Well, I haven't talked to him in years. I don't know where he is. Well, baby, you better go find him, because guess what you're not gonna do? So you get into these scenarios being unmarried, you gotta have papers on people. You gotta know what's going on, know where they at. Get the judge, go get them. Because she wasn't able to move forward without the permission of the other party. So
the other party of what? What was Bob? What did you see about Bob? I'm confused.
He was on the loan. He was on the already existing loan, and she couldn't move forward with a refinance without. Correct. And she was like, she said she had no idea where he was. She didn't talk to him in years. And I was like, well, you better go find him. Go find him. I can't help you. So, that's kind of some of the gray area when it comes to, to unmarried people. And then I had a lady, couple years ago, her and a boyfriend, they was purchasing together. I don't know if they were engaged or what, I can't remember. I know they weren't married though. They went in, and I remember during the Thanksgiving holiday, I got a phone call, and I was like, oh, it's Thanksgiving, I'll put the phone to them. And so I ended up calling her, and I was like, hey girl, hey, what's going on, girl? And she was like, I don't want to move forward. I can't move forward. He's going to end up buying the house. This isn't working out. I don't know what happened at that Thanksgiving dinner.
He even brought her home to the family, and she cut.
I don't know what happened at that Thanksgiving dinner, but it was enough to leave her to where she was like, "Don't worry about it. I'm out. You could do this on your own." Guess what? He had enough money. He was fine. He was happy to go. He was like, "Sure will. Yep, I'll buy it. Absolutely, okay. No problem. Moving on next." I mean, like, it was nothing. But I say that to say, had they gotten to the point where it was a week later and they would have closed, now you're in a situation where you just can't call the bank and be like, "Hey, bank, take me off the loan." Like, you got to go through a whole refinance. Like, you need to be able to show that you could pay for that house on their own, or they can pay for the house on their, whatever it is. So it gets a little, So, I mean, maybe old girl went out and she bought her own house by herself. I don't know. But he, as a single man, went ahead and he was able to purchase that home. He wasn't worried about having nobody else.
So now you said you within the last year, I guess, 2022, you've seen more single women close than
in 2022. I mean, and it could be a lot of different factors. I do work with a lot of female realtors. So some that may be something that contributes to that by way of what I see. But even thinking in the past, like when I worked in a consumer direct environment where the way that setup is, it's like a call center. So it's just people go online,
right,
Credit Karma, and they like, "Hey, I want to buy a house." Even with that, I always remember speaking to more women than men. Always. But now, like I said, even with the interest rates where they are, even with the purchase prices where they are, these girls don't care. They like, "Okay, I'm fine. That's okay." This one girl, I'll never forget her. She's a young girl, like 25, 26 years old. She make $124 an hour. You think she finna wait on some man? Now, granted, she is engaged now. I do follow her on Instagram. She's engaged now, but that's her house.
Right.
Okay. And she'll probably turn into an investment property or something like that, on down the line, and they'll probably purchase a home together. But she didn't wait. She didn't wait. I love it. She did not wait. These young girls, they ain't waiting. From what I can,
and you know what, and like I said, if you're waiting because you feel like you may be intimidating to a man because you have assets, maybe you have more than one home or something like that. I don't run into those problems. Me personally, I do not run into those types of problems at all. So I can't necessarily relate when people say, "Oh, I'm too successful." And so men aren't attracted to me because of some perceived masculinity or whatever, I'm not submissive enough. I just don't, I really, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I just don't, but you are what you live. I know a lot of people like to take it a lot what's going on YouTube instead of living in the real world. But that shit, I mean, honestly, I don't think you're going to have a problem with that if you buy a house or if you buy multiple homes. It's about how okay, people talk about being independent. I mean, that's cool. Just like you said, you independent and now you tired, right? But it's just about how you present yourself, how you project yourself to the world. You presenting yourself as the what did Mortgage Matt, she was trying to spell it, that INDEP. You trying to present yourself as that, right? As I don't need no man and this and that. Whatever that is, right? Are you trying to present yourself as I'm just a responsible woman and I'm looking towards the future, and whomever wants to couple with me, this is just where my mindset is. You know what I mean? Like I look towards the future and I'm trying to prepare myself for the family or something like that. I think that is the I don't want to say the determining factor, but just how you, and Alan said it's how you package it, right? Are you packaging it as some, I can buy whatever? That's cool, boo. Like buy your purse, buy your shoes, and you can do all of that for yourself. But if you're going to weaponize that against someone to say, "I don't need you because I can do it for myself," then that's going to turn anybody off. Like, okay, then do it, right? And then you're going to end up, 52 crying. Listen, first of all, I love Taraji, so I ain't even wanna.
Girl, if you see this, hey girl, we it's not shade. We here for you.
It's your character, and a lot of people are so rich they're poor. You know what I mean? Like you're
Mhm.
so rich, you know, that the only thing you had, or you're so what do they say? What's the saying? Like sometimes people are so poor, all they have is money. That's what it is, right? I think that's what it is. Sometimes people are so poor, all they have is money. And if money is going to define you, if money is going to be something that you weaponize against, you know, a spouse or a partner like that, then yeah, you might end up by yourself. You might find yourself by yourself.
Yeah,
But
you definitely shouldn't do that.
you present it in a palatable way to your spouse, like, you know, yes, I bought a home, you know, but that's not stopping me from being with you. That's not stopping me from us going and creating our own family. You know, I can sell this home and we can use that money for the family, or however you want to do it, or we can rent this out. You know, it's just the way you present yourself. So I don't think young women, 20s, you know, or 30s or anything like that should wait, because you see what happens when you wait. My first home I bought was 180. I went in Georgia. I went on the internet maybe a couple months ago to look at it to see how much it was worth. Today, like, I made money off of it when I sold it, you know, a few years ago. But if I would have waited, I would have tripled the money that I made off of that. And that was new construction. Well, it was when I bought it, it was new construction and everything like that. So I know the home was still in good condition. So yeah, you just gotta present yourself as women. It's okay to want to have. This is how I feel. It's okay to want to have the house. It's okay to want to have a good career. But when when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, understanding, just how you present yourself to people. Don't weaponize your degree, your house, your career, and all that other stuff. That's all well and good, and more power to you. But it's your character. It's what's in here.
It is. No, I'm with you when you're right. Absolutely. I'm with you when you're right. I wholeheartedly agree.
Boo, and work on you. Go to church.
Oh.
No, I'm out. Let me go.
Thank you. You're funny. No, I love it. She is 1,000% right. No, you definitely can't weaponize it. It can't be no get out my house. Common sense expert, he say her house. I don't like the way you said it. But you know what I mean? It can definitely be a situation where it's like this mine, and I can completely see how a man would feel uneasy with that. And even, as women going around playing Monopoly, buying multiple houses, you know what you do before you get that man? Call the lead attorney, get that prenup, the one he always talking about and advocating for. So absolutely. Tony, here, if you can you click it if you still in here? Yeah. Hey, Tony.
What up?
How are you? Y'all, this is my co-host on my podcast, the Uninvited Houses podcast.
What's up?
Thanks for visiting. So, what's your thought? Yay! So, what are your thoughts? What do you think
I would just
about
say,
what we're talking about?
in general, like, I think it's a myth, essentially, that that we care, kind of if you own or don't own. I would say my wife, obviously I'm married now, but she had a house when we first started dating. It didn't bother me. So I think that's a myth. I think people say that, or they lead with that because maybe they have some character issues and they feel like that is the reason why people don't like them. But I don't think it's a real thing. I also would say that just in general, like it's a plus, right? Because that means you already know the kind of the mechanics of owning a home potentially, right? There's difference like that. So it's more so if I was a person who didn't own, it was things I could learn from her from a homeowner perspective that I wouldn't know. So I definitely feel like it's more of a plus than it is a negative from that perspective. But just like I said, I think in general, and to where your point is, I think the majority of the homes I saw last year, except for the couples, they were women. So definitely young women are definitely buying homes more so than guys for whatever reason, which is fine.
It's a way.
Fair enough.
They might feel like he ain't coming, or do you think that they could be looking at? Oh, because they were pretty young, or were they like
Yeah,
how old?
pretty young. They're pretty young, like early 30s. So late 20s, early 30s. But yeah, definitely. But I think it's also like I would say like our parents, their generation was, hey, home ownership is for married people. So I think that kind of rubbed over on us. Whereas even if we wanted to do it, they kind of discouraged it. So I think we're in that gap where for us it was maybe I don't know if I'm ready to own a home because again they made it seem like you had to wait for it. So I think the generation after us probably won't have those issues because our values, our parents are a little different than our parents was, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So our generation, of course, are starting to buy it and they're saying, hey, I missed out on this, the things you've been saying. So I definitely think it's the tide's gonna kind of shift with that next generation. So we'll see, as you said, you had a young girl that you were working with who has multiple homes already. So I think we'll see that trend going forward just because the way we were parented is different than the current generation is being parented.
Yeah, I mean, and I also want to highlight you guys, disclaimer, I do loans for everybody. These were African American women in most of the cases. Women are out here doing it. They are out here with their one job, and they side hustles and stuff, saving their money, putting the money in their 401k. And if anyone knows me, they know my pet peeve is equivocating Black with being poor. Mm-hmm. It is not true. It is a myth.
Right.
It burns me up because I see differently every single day. And the fact, like I said, that these ladies are getting, well, I don't want to say ladies, but these buyers are getting younger and younger.
Right.
What I see now, I could completely go and look at NAR and see totally different data reports and say, I can only give you the data that I have collected in the past, 18 months or so. But these women are out here going to get it. They're not waiting, they're not holding back. And again, if you're someone that is a millennial and you're 35, headed toward 40, it's not too late at all. I would not wait. And I mean, if you choose to, that's fine. But again, you are missing out on an exorbitant amount of money that you just never going to be able to say. Your 401k not going to do it for you. It just, even though you balling out of control, you make your $10,000 a month or whatever it is, you're not going to be able to save at the same pace that these home values have been appreciating over the last several years. So in your scenario though, Tony, now I know that you attended an HBCU and you are a part of a fraternity. Oh Lord Jesus Christ. All right. Do you see the men in your circles that you travel in, are they purchasing as being single men?
Yes, I would say majority of my friend group. Well, we're starting to see I'm at the age where a lot of my friends are starting to get married too. So, but I would say the majority of my friend group, they are either homeowners. Most of my fathers, whether they're with the person or not, but most of my fathers, they're homeowners. Some of them have multiple homes, and then some of them are transitioning into marriage. So we're kind of in that little swing. But I would say definitely like the interest is there, even if it's, hey, I want investment properties. Like I think the guys are definitely starting to wake up and they're interested in it. Whether they're executing it or not kind of just depends on what cities they live in. Because obviously some of us lives in very, very expensive cities, the Atlantas of the world, LA's, New York, right? So depending on where you live, it may not be kind of the thing to do. But I have friends who live all over the place. So I think it just depends on, again, how feasible it is, or do you travel? How often do you travel? But I definitely see a lot of my friends get into it. Whether that's starting businesses or even just like I said, getting land. Because like I said, it's literally the wave, and they know basically that's the way you could go as far as equity. Because again, I think that's something we weren't taught, but as they see it and then we get to have just generative discussions about it over cigars or just drinking, they kind of wake up and start taking those steps. like I said, I'll say the majority of my friends are currently homeowners.
Are they
Again,
anticipating that they're gonna have a wife? Like if they're purchasing it when they're single, are they like, oh well, I'm buying this house because I'm gonna have a wife one day? Is what? Because like I said, our thinking is, and I'm talking about me. When I bought, I was like, well, surely this man's gonna come from the sky, right? Like, you know, but you know, so do men have that same type of mindset, or do you think that there's a difference between the way that women look at potential home ownership with the mate versus the way that a man looks at potential home ownership with the mate?
So the funny thing about that is typically if you have a home as a guy already, when you meet some person, y'all get together, they want another house because it's not your house, right? It's your house because you bought it. So almost all the time you have to get another house, whether that's immediately or a few years down the road, because she wants our house, or either you have to kind of remodel everything because she wants it to have her own spin on it. So I found that like one of my line brothers, he has a nice house. He had a great house in my opinion, but literally had to make a lot of changes as a result of his wife pretty much moved in with him as they pretty much got married. And she wanted it to be their house. So that's actually what I've seen more so than the opposite way, whereas, hey, we're kind of thinking about it. So again, whether you purchase it kind of with, hey, I'm gonna have a family in mind or not, it typically either you have to get a second one or you have to do a lot of upgrades as a result of bringing your wife or your girlfriend into the picture that, you know, eventually becomes your wife, is what I saw.
Okay.
So, but like I said, I think in general, as you start to get into home ownership, you do start to kind of think about like that next level, like, hey, okay, if is this something place I want to live for the next few years? Is this something place I want to get into so I'll have money to get the house that my future wife will want to live in, or my family, depending on, of course, their kid situation. So I'll definitely see everybody looking towards the future as you do look to home ownership, because it does make you grow up, right? You have a lot of real bills now, right? It's a thing. So I think that's kind of what helps kind of speed up that process. Like, okay, maybe I do want to start looking into, you know, having a family. This home ownership thing is pretty cool. And it kind of is a stepping stone to everything else as far as the complete life. So it doesn't have to happen in reverse, right? You can get the house first, then, you know, become a couple and yada, yada, or you can start the opposite way. It just depends on what your story is. But I've definitely, like I said, seen a lot of people kind of take home ownership, be very serious about it. But like I said, a lot of times I think the change happens because if you do get it ahead of time, you end up having to get a second house. That's kind of what my experience would be, though.
Do men have more of a mindset about getting investment properties? Because I feel like I hear more men talk about purchasing a home for an investment property versus women. We tend to want to move in to the property as a primary residence. Do you?
Yeah, and I think that's, again, because I think in our heads we know that, again, once we get with that particular woman, she's going to want something that's ours versus mine's, right? So I think knowing that, we know this is probably going to be an investment, so it's a good place. It's a good quote unquote starter home, or it's a good place for a young professional, or as they say, a bachelor pad, right? You get all those words that you kind of throw at this place that we like. I love this place. What you mean you want to move, right? So it's kind of one of those things. And I think
with your air mattress and your beanbag chair.
You need basic necessities. That's all.
One spoon, one plate.
Basic necessities. That's all you need. But so you have to quote unquote grow up, right? And as a result, you're gonna say, okay, cool, I can rent this out to somebody else or turn it into Airbnb. So now you have, you know, opportunity to do that because you kind of started and invested your money early. So I definitely see that as, again, whether like it's a forethought or it kind of happens naturally. I think that's a part of the progression, because again, as you do become, you know, a couple, you typically happens where they want a bigger house. All right, dang, this is, well, again, we talk about this on podcasts all the time, right? We each have, you know, 1,500 square foot spot, and so now we got to have 4,000 square feet, right? So that is immediately what comes up, whether that was his plan or not. That's a part of the situation. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, my big thing is, and this is slightly off topic, but it still matters because I need to get this message out here. When you take your $1,500 rent and her $1,500 rent of your boo or your bae or whatever is going on, don't be coming calling talking about combined. Y'all want a $1,500 mortgage. You know, have the mindset that you are combining your resources together to have a realistic opportunity at whatever, you know, the purchase prices are in your particular market. Is it possible that you can get a house $1,500? Sure, absolutely. But I don't know. Again, it totally depends on where you are.
Those them damn Dave Ramsey people, and I say stay away from them. I got nothing on that. So,
oh Lord Jesus. Well, anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Good
appreciate
stuff, good messaging. I just wanted to drop in, like it says, say happy birthday and kind of give my 2 cents. But like I said, I think if it's the right person, they won't care. So that's my 2 cents.
I love it. I appreciate it. And
All right, now have a good one.
shout out to the Qs. All right, common sense expert, come on up here and talk to me right quick, because you talking, you saying stuff. Yeah, Dave Ramsey people, they be really cautious now. I ain't going back and forth with a Dave Ramsey person. We think a little different, because like I said, I'm out here talking real estate advice for real people going through real life. I'm a real life person, so I don't know. Common sense expert, can you come? Can you join us, please? The doors of the church are now open. But so his comment, he said, I know a lot of ladies that have purchased homes and cars now on prescription medication because they are under financial pressure of keeping it up by themselves. Take your time. Okay. I might have a little pressure, but I ain't on drugs, you know. Not real, you know. But that's an interesting comment. I come from a place of go out, sis, you got it. You do you. Because again, what's the alternative? Are you suggesting that in an attempt to avoid this so-called pressure and stress that she opt out of building wealth? Because if so, I mean, that's a little bit concerning. I would not want to advise anybody to opt out of, you know, the opportunity of building wealth, regardless of the price of the home. You can build wealth in $100,000 house. You don't have to be living in a $500,000 house to build wealth. And the whole goal of home ownership is to have something to fight against inflation, because fun fact, home ownership is the biggest factor in being able to fight inflation. My rent isn't going up. My mortgage is my mortgage. Luckily, where I live, my taxes don't increase every year. So right now in my home, I'm paying well below some people that are living in an apartment half the size of my home. That means more money in my pocket, you know, for me to be able to save or pay down debts or do other things with. So I would never advocate for something like that. Telling somebody, you know, hey, you know, the pressure, because to Dee Dee's point, exactly. Thank you. You're gonna have financial pressure one way or the other. Like, I'm gonna have significantly more pressure if my mortgage or my rent going up from, you know, $1,100 to $1,600. And I have seen it. I'm sure y'all have all like seen the headlines and everything. I see this stuff all the time. People call me at the 11th hour and they're like, oh my God, my rent going up by $600. I want to buy a house. Okay, well, it don't really work like that. Slow down. Because you got a plan, you got to have all of the right things in place. Just because your rent is going up does not mean that, you know, now is the time that you have to buy. You might want to start getting ready to buy, because you now understand you are at the will of whomever you are renting from. Where I live, I'm telling, like I said all the time, I would have never imagined home prices being as high, and I would have never imagined rents being as high as they are. It's freaking ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. But it's gonna be absolutely, you're gonna have pressures no matter what. But I think that the pressure of having your rent go up by 30%, 20% year over year for 2 or 3 years, that's significantly more pressure. Because like I said earlier, I had my rent when I graduated college, I think it was $650. I know we're not living in those times now, but the most recent rent that I had was in 2016, 2017, and it was $1,250. And I was like, ooh, because again, it just wasn't really something in my area that was a rent that a lot of, well, people had it, but it was a little bit above average of, $900, which a lot of people had at that time. So no, that's a lot of stress that you're gonna have in either circumstances, because the goal is to not be outside in the cold, regardless of how you get it. PNW speaks. Thank you for joining. A quarter the size of the house. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's much, much smaller. Common sense expert says some people don't know how to live within their means. Very true. Very true. So, okay, so then my question to you is, what are the choices, right? If you earn, like, I know my answer in my head, but I'm curious. If you earn, I don't know, $45,000 a year, and let me grab my calculator. If you earn $45,000 a year, and generally speaking, we're saying that your rent should only be a third, so $1,237 a month, and there is no rent for $1,237 a month. What would you suggest? I think that sometimes people live beyond their means because they're forced to, not necessarily out of electing to do so all the time. Because I care about where I sleep at night. Like that's important to me. But nonetheless, let's see what's Square Biz say. That's what it is. They have to live within their means. But what if your means don't exist? What do you do? What do you do then? Where do you go? What do you do? What's the solution? Get a boyfriend and buy the house together. Square Biz. Getting that thing unmarried. That's the solution. And for real, like, all jokes aside, like I was laughing, but I'm not laughing now. That is something that I have seen more and more and more and more of. People are coming together as unmarried borrowers because, we had gotten used to, 2%, 3%, 4% interest rates, because over the last decade, interest rates have been, in the 4.5%, 5% range. But then when they started going up 5, 5.5, 6, 7, and on top of that, home prices were doubling. That's exactly what was happening. People were coming together. They like, hey, you want to go half on the house? I can, I can help out. I could throw something here and there. I can buy some groceries. I'll put something on it. So that's a potential, reason why I'm starting to see a lot of that a little bit more often. Didi says, I think all of the recent graduates with roommates who can't afford anything after who can't afford anything after a high price rent move back in. Yes, they do move back in with their parents. Studies do show that. I think somebody asked me if I had the numbers about, men purchasing homes versus women. I'm sure the numbers are out there, but I don't have the numbers. But absolutely, I've seen articles that talk about the wave of 40-year-olds moving back in with their parents. Because they want to own homes. Or I often see, now, I don't know about y'all's story, but I see a lot of parents gifting the down payments to their kids. And when I say to their kids, I mean to their single kids as well as to their married kids. I will never forget, a few years ago, I had a lady. She was a doctor. And her husband was a stay-at-home dad. So he called and he was taking care of everything. And they lived in a house already. And I thought, oh, so you're gonna sell your house and you're using the equity out of this house for your down payment? He was like, oh, nah. Oh, okay. Then I'm like, we starting to go through this. He said, no, her dad is going to give us the 20% down. And it was like a $700,000 house at the time. Her dad was going to give them the down payment. they was married. So that's another way. I mean, parents are really getting involved in getting these kids their first time or second time in their case homes. So let's see. Don't rush to a mansion. Agree. Oh, not a mobile home. Yeah. I mean, they're out there for sure. Yeah, you definitely want to try to buy within your budget. But again, I think different generations, and I don't know if it's the Instagram effect. Like now that I'm just like thinking out loud about this, maybe people, these younger generations, they see the influence of, the celebrities with, the fancy cars, the red bottoms, and, 16-year-olds think they supposed to have, $700 pair of shoes. I don't know if that is something that could potentially be fueling this drive toward home ownership. If so, I ain't mad at it. But, definitely the idea of going from, 0 to 100 is certainly a part of the culture that's out there, and they're going out here and they are wanting to qualify for significantly more than they probably need to qualify for, and maybe want to push the limits too, and I try to have conversations to say, hey, we're not factoring in this and this, and I try to walk people through, and sometimes they just flat out don't care. They want what they want the house. And you have some loan officers out there and they're not even going to consider. Yeah, girl, pour you a glass, sis. Yeah, they're gonna have, those scenarios where they're in my opinion overextended. But it works for the guidelines, and it ain't my job to tell you what to do. I can only, provide you with the information, and you ultimately make your own decisions from there. All right, so let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. PNW speaks. Maybe you get a smaller space. That's definitely possible. Depending on your age, stay at home. Culturally, I mean, some people do that. Our culture, not so much. I remember I had see y'all, I got a lot of stories. I do loans. I do this for real. I remember I had a situation where it was I'm gonna leave out the ethnicity of family. And there were, multiple adults living in the house. And what they did, they all pulled together their tax refund checks, and they gave their tax refunds to the eldest member of the family, so that individual could go out and have money for a down payment to purchase a home, and so on and so on and so on. And so it's definitely, collaborating, willing to be uncomfortable for a short period of time versus, going from 0 to 1,000. But also, y'all, these home builders are not making it easier because they're not building starter homes anymore. They flat out decided it isn't a market for them. They don't want to do it. They're refusing to do it. And I think it's something that the government might end up having to be step in to assist with, because they just refusing to do it. I'd rather go half on it. Girl, I know that's the truth. Start the LLC first. First, you get an LLC. Then, what they say, you get your business credit. And then you take your business credit and you put your LLC into a trust. And then what they say, yes, that's the thing. And y'all be careful starting these businesses, because you have to have 2 years of tax returns showing a profit if that's what you want to do. I'm all for making money, but when it comes to purchasing a home, we do require paper trails that are legitimate. Ty said, pour me one. Hey, Sunday. I'm 33 and I thought I wanted to be a homeowner, but the idea of committing to a home makes me enjoy living in an apartment and having the ability to move around wherever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. So I have a couple of different thoughts, right? So I think that sometimes with good intentions as an industry, we try to, I ain't gonna say bully people, that might be too strong of a word, but I do see scenarios where they try to make people feel bad for renting. Um, go off either way. Um, my thing is you don't want to lose the benefits that come along with homeownership, because I mean 9 times out of 10 it's going to be significantly more advantageous. I have a male friend that I know he earns well into 200s, probably mid 200s, and he looked me in my face one day and was like, I don't want to buy a house. Like, I have no desire, no interest. I don't care. And similar to these thoughts about, no, I want to live uptown. I can go here, there, everywhere. I can use this money for this, that. Okay, and then what? And then what? So you went all over the world, but then what, right? Ideally, if you are purchasing a condo in a highly desirable area, you could potentially turn it into a different revenue stream. There are just so many different things that you can do, but I don't like browbeat people about it. I just put the facts out there and go. But I also know my neighbor that lives beside me, or used to live beside me. She moved in like in February and they ended up selling their house in December. So just because you purchase a home, I mean, people don't stay in those homes forever. It's not a lifelong commitment. You're more than welcome to sell at any time. I was about to say the homes they're building are 4 or 5. They are big. Yeah, they're starting to get a little bit smaller now because they're having to come down on prices, but they don't want to build smaller, more affordable homes. They have zero desire to do that. PNW speak, trade lines. Yes, please, y'all. Just do the right thing. Go to Square Biz channel and learn how to do your LLCs and your businesses and your trade lines, and not and oh gosh, yeah, it's a mess. Yes, you can definitely move wherever you want to as a homeowner. It doesn't lock you in for life by no stretch of the imagination. Now, I don't get into talking about tax implications or anything like that. You will have to consult with an accountant. If you sell too soon and those sort of things. But the point of the matter is, you want to look at the long-term gain, not just what's in front of you right at that very, very moment. Yeah, cool. Like you might want to, switch sceneries and apartments and neighborhoods, every 6 months or whatever. I mean, I don't want to move every 6 months, but it very well, if apartment living is for you, excellent. But if you're someone that needs tax deductions, if you're someone that has kids and you need to pay for college, those home ownership is a phenomenal way to be able to achieve having tax deductions, as well as financing other aspects of your life. During the pandemic, there were so many people that were purchasing homes in 2020. 2021, the property values skyrocketed. They had $100,000 getting 6-figure profits for the sale of their homes. And instead of, I'm going to sell my home and go buy another one, they took the money out, sold the house, took the money, and went and opened businesses. Businesses like maybe bakeries, these dream businesses that they always wanted. Like, home ownership is an amazing opportunity to leverage whatever you can get from it to fund other things and other opportunities and really, really get ahead in life. New home buyers sometimes don't realize the maintenance of a home. Keeping the grass cut, flower bed maintenance is a separate charge. Then you never know who you're moving next to. That is true, but if you're in an apartment, you don't know who you move next to either. You, I mean, you never know. You could have wasn't that Ted Bundy? You can have anybody living in your neighborhood. As far as the maintenance is concerned, you're 1,000% right. Which that might be another reason why women want to wait, because they want somebody to get out there and cut the grass. Girl, pay somebody, $25 a week to cut your grass and keep it pushing. That is a big part when I have scenarios where people want to go all the way up to the limit. And they're wanting to, I want to get the maximum. And I'm like, well, you don't have the room. And they're pushing it. And I try to educate them on exactly what you said. There's maintenance and upkeep that you don't even consider. You're having your HVAC looked at every year. Painting, sprucing up the house, because you don't want to move in and it just starts getting run down. You don't want to have the worst grass on the block, which I think I might right now, low key. But you want to be able to get into the home and be able to make it your own and be comfortable. And if you're all the way maxed out, and I've heard some people say, I don't mind being house poor because this is all I ever wanted. I don't go out to eat. I don't hang out with my friends. I guess that's fine. Yard maintenance is $50. I don't know how much it is. All I know is I ain't getting out there cutting the grass. How about that? I don't know. Get somebody's kid, some teenage boy in the neighborhood might be able to cut your grass. Which, I mean, to your point though, I'll highlight. Sometimes I hear people say they want to get a townhome or a condo because they want to avoid the maintenance. But that same $50 a week that you're gonna pay on a single family home and actually end up with significantly more space. When you're trying to avoid doing that, you're putting it into the HOA. You're not really saving anything by doing that. So just hire that service out if you feel like you're going to be overwhelmed by it. All right, Square Biz. Is that how the song go? Oh, y'all, oh my God, it's 38 minutes. This time is going by. Jesus. Y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do. My 30s was good to me. Oh my God. I'm like freaking out. Square Biz says homeownership is one of the prominent reasons for the racial wealth gap. But I won't teach my African American studies class today. I'm going to the yard. I know that. All right. I hear that. That is the absolute. I'm too young, Patrice. I don't know that song. I'm young. I'm in my 30s. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, it is. That's a huge reason for the racial wealth gap. But in all honesty, and I do want to highlight this now. Not for nothing. When you join two individuals into a household, you are multiplying the opportunities that you have to build wealth. So I am in no way saying to not purchase a home with a spouse. That is absolutely like multiply everything that you're doing. It doesn't have to be you. Double everything. You have more opportunity to save and have a nest egg. You have more opportunities to save for that next property. It's so many different things that you can do. I would in no way, shape, or form discount the power of having two income earners in one household. However, if it is just you, having that equity could literally change the entire trajectory of your life, and you don't even realize it. It's so many things that you can do. Let's see, $50 a week, and be careful with that HOA. It's expensive. Now you just live real fancy. You just real bougie. A few of your sorors are in the chat. Shout out to the AKAs. Few of your sorors are in the chat. So HOAs are expensive, and what people don't realize is that actually lowers having an HOA actually lowers what you qualify for. Whenever we go through your numbers and we're qualifying you and we're looking at your credit and your income and your Bay or your Boo's credit and your income, what we're looking at is literally like we're qualifying you for a payment. If your number at the end of the day is $1,750, then you need to figure that out. If you want $400 to take up your $1,750, I don't know where you're gonna live, but hey, good luck out there to you. I'm sure it's possible somewhere, but I mean, again, we just want to make sure that you're doing your own market research. But it's gonna potentially present a challenge to you. So if you qualify for a $300,000 single family home, it's not gonna be a $300,000 townhome, because if you have $300, $400 a month HOA dues, we have to factor that in as well. So I would dare say, as common sense experts say, just pay the $50 a week to get your grass cut. Sunday says, I would love to learn how to become a homeowner and still maintain the flexibility of jumping from one major city to the next. I've enjoyed moving 4 times in different states in the last 5 years. Play Monopoly. Play Monopoly. I had a guy, he was a veteran, and every time he got stationed somewhere, he used his VA financing, because now a lot of people don't realize you can have more than one house with a VA loan at the same time. But you have to purchase it with the intent of moving in. You can't use a VA loan to purchase an investment property. But if you move out of it and you turn it into investment property, you could certainly do that. And he was stationed and he moved from state to state. And every time he moved, he got a house. And I had never seen anything like it. Was literally like the game. It was like Monopoly. He was going from place to place, and every time he was purchasing a new property. It was an amazing thing. And he was a young guy too. I'll never forget that. So that's an option potentially. And you don't have to think about it like you got to keep saving up for down payments over and over and over again. You can always do an equity line of credit. So meaning like an equity line of credit is when you can pull some of the equity out of your home and you can spend it like cash and move that, and that'll be the down payment on your next property. And you get the rent, and now you're starting to build another revenue stream. I'm telling you, just because you want to move around doesn't necessarily mean that you are putting yourself at a disadvantage to be a homeowner. In actuality, it may work even better for you, because again, I'm in the house for a year and a half. Okay, I'm moving on to the next, especially during this time where these property values have continued to increase. I'm young, Patrice. Hey, salute. Oh my gosh, y'all. This channel right here. I saw a video that he did yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And the editing on there was top tier. It was like a documentary from like MTV2 or something like that. Incredible. I mean, I was captivated the entire time. My editing skills are not that great, so whatever. What is your thought? Are you still in here? What do you think? Do you think that women should wait until marriage to purchase a home, or do you think that that's a problem for a man? I hope it isn't a problem. I think the consensus is that it's not a problem for any men. Men are all for it, thankfully. Because otherwise, what y'all gonna do? Be homeless? Y'all buy these houses. Please buy these houses. Women are out here doing it big, making more money, buying more properties. But I don't know, y'all. I guess, nobody really has anything to say. We've been on here for about 2 hours now, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, I definitely do appreciate y'all stopping by, spending a few minutes with me. T-minus 30 minutes until the day. Shout out to the Capricorns. Y'all, I'm really excited. I am a little anxious about my birthday. Okay. Hang on. I am a little bit anxious about my birthday. I don't know. Anybody, what y'all think? Like, I'm going out to eat tomorrow. I'm gonna go out to eat tomorrow. I'm gonna go to Steak 48, which is an upscale restaurant here in Charlotte. I look forward to that. I'm gonna have some libations. That's what they call it. And be with some friends, and it's gonna be great. My son, he's 14, dying to come because he said he ain't never celebrated my birthday with me. So he gonna come kick it with us too. I don't know. I want to go on a trip. Even though I'm turning 40, I don't spend a lot of time alone. Like, of course, like I'll be in the house alone. That's not anything weird. But I don't have y'all ever gone on like solo trips, like out of the state, out of the country, out of the city, anything like that? I've always been afraid, like super, super scared to do anything on my own. So I think, you know, as I get to this interesting space in life, I want to try and start venturing out and doing things on my own, because apparently I'm a big girl now. I'm an adult. And so maybe like go to bars and things by myself. I'll go to a restaurant by myself sometimes to like, you know, get some lunch. I don't think I've ever like gone ahead like a real dinner by myself. God, I look like a loser. I'm joking. Not really. But yeah, I think that, you know, going into this next phase of my life, I definitely want to try the best that I can to live out some of the dreams and things that I'd imagine for myself. I don't know. I really, really do. I want to try to do some new things. I don't think it's ever too late to live out, you know, the dreams and things and visions that you've had for yourself. So regardless of what age you are, if you haven't, you know, gotten into that relationship that you've wanted for so long, if not, you know, been able to purchase a home, it's not too late. It's not too late. I'm telling you, y'all. I don't know. I want everybody to get exactly what they desire and what they want in life, for sure. Somebody come up here and chit chat with me. Tell me a little bit more about what y'all think about this topic. I have 13 people in the chat. Hey, people in the chat. How y'all doing? So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, you know, this year, I'll be able to reach out to more, you know, people in their 20s. They'll refer their family and their friends as far as them getting home loans. And, you know, we'll be able to spread the word to more and more and more people. I want everybody, millennials too. But about those VA loans, though, I just thought about this. Y'all, it's not a purchase price limit. Like with FHA loans, they had a purchase price limits in different counties. But if you're a veteran, go off. Y'all go get multiple houses. It's an amazing loan. Now, don't come asking about no VA loan if you ain't fought for this country. If you haven't enlisted, it ain't for you. But you're more than welcome, because I'm sure they still taking applications. Why do y'all think that Taraji hasn't been able to get married, though? Any reason? I think she's a catch. I think she's great. Well, yeah, I can't talk to myself, but I got 25 more minutes to go. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Y'all, anytime that y'all see some article or anything like that that you think that may be a good opportunity for me to kind of blend pop culture into what it is that I do to allow me to educate the masses, please send it to me. Let me know. All of my contact information, everything will be in the description box. If you all are interested in getting a home loan at any age, you guys, we don't have any type of age restriction. It's so funny. Like sometimes I have people that'll be like, you know, in their 60s or their 70s, and they'll be going into retirement. They're like, well, I know I have to get a 15-year loan. And no, you don't. You can get a 30-year loan. You could be 99 years old and get you a 30-year loan, okay? Stretch that thing out. It's not a restriction at all. And a lot of people do have that misconception. But if you all know anyone that may be interested, please, you know, direct them to my channel. I try to provide honest answers, realistic responses to these real life scenarios. It's not always going to be the answers that you like. That not always going to be the answers that you want to hear. It's okay. It's better to learn what you need to do now up front before it's better that you learn what you need now up front before, you know, you get down the road and you can't do anything at all. So it's not a delay. It's not a denial. It's a delay. Okay. What is this? No, I don't. Who gonna do that? That's what y'all do. I don't know how y'all do that. Y'all go on and on and on for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. I'm not in a marathon at all. I am not in a marathon. I can't do that with y'all. Who? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. I gotta scroll back up. I missed something. You're surprised she isn't married? I am too. I thought she was a catch, but I mean, my definition of catch may be different than other people. I don't know what's wrong with, I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. But, you know, she's at an age where she's being very reflective about things. I think she set the standard. She has high standards and not gonna settle. Hollywood is different. I mean, could she decide to date a regular schmegler? Could she decide to date just a regular? I mean, because I don't know what the other guy did. I think he might have been an athlete or something like that. And, you know, for a long time, she was saying, you know, she's dating someone. She wasn't going to take him on the red carpet. They got engaged. They were on the red carpet. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, what happened to him? It didn't work out. You know, that's not fun having a type of public, I don't want to say embarrassment, but, you know, it can be when you're under the public eye and things don't work out the way that you hope that it would. What is the earliest that you suggest a single woman by? Whenever they're ready. I don't think there's an earliest. Whenever you're ready. Because, I mean, this kind of the same way they talk about, you know, making sure that you're contributing to 401k and things like that. Whenever you're ready. That's always going to be my answer. Everybody is not on the same pace and same path. Like I said, I started after college. I think I was making like $30,000, something like that. I mean, I thought I was ready, but I didn't have the full picture. Like we talked about earlier, I didn't know all of the expenses and things that went into it. And listen, if you get in a townhouse and you don't pay them HOA dues, you won't be having a townhouse much longer. I can tell you what I know. Not what I heard, but I'm telling you what I know. So, as long as you are understanding, that this is something that's a serious matter to enter into, and you're not entering into it, lightly. I mean, the same way that ideally you would enter into a marriage, because it's you in this house for 30 years. Yeah, if y'all break up, if the bank won't break up with you, you might not like it. So at any age, if you are responsible enough and you are credit worthy and your finances are in order, go for it. Go for it. I would have never imagined that young girl, at 25, 26 years old, she makes $124 an hour. Like, I took a wrong turn in life. I'm telling you. But yeah, whatever age works for you. Let's see. Monopoly. You gave me something. Yay! I'm just here to help the people. That's it. I do a little something, a little bit, that's what I'm here for. Feel free, go to my website, fill out the application. I know realtors. But I'm telling you, people do it all the time. All of the time. Live in the house. So, as long as it's the primary residence, you don't have to put down, 15, 20%. Little known fact, 15% down is the minimum down payment when you are purchasing an investment property. But if you're living in the property, then, 5% down will be the minimum down payment. If you have owned a home in the past, live in it, and make sure you're scouting your locations appropriately. If this is potentially a plan for you, make sure that you share that with your realtor, because just like loan officers have different skill sets, like I'm not the greatest at everything. Like I'm good at what I'm good at, and I'm not good at what I'm not good at. Realtors have different skill sets too. There are some realtors you do not need to be talking to if they only sell, a majority of their homes are, $500,000 and up. And you go, people want to go to them talking about down payment assistance and FHA loans. They're gonna be like, what's going on? They no idea. They won't know what to do. So you want to make sure that you're interviewing the person that you are hiring as your realtor, to make sure that they have the necessary skill set that you're able to accomplish your short-term and your long-term goals. If you are looking to, again, invest longer term, all of the building permits are available online everywhere. You don't necessarily have to attend, city council meetings or anything like that. Those zoning petitions are readily available. There's Googleable information to see what is coming to the area, to see if this is going to be an area where it may not look like very much right now, but if it's a Whole Foods that bought 3 acres of land, you're going to know a Whole Foods bought 3 acres of land, even if a Whole Foods does not show up for 7 more years. Those are things that you'll be able to research to scout the appropriate location so that you're getting the most bang for your buck while you can. Tony said he all for it. Go for it. I don't know if you are aware, but in NYC, the mayor is coming out with some super aggressive, oppressive laws for the police to arrest homeless people on the street. Were they trying to get the homeless people off of the street? They're going to arrest them for being homeless? Is that what you're saying? That's sad. I know, I think it was like Kentucky or some state, they have a new law where homeless people can't be on state property. They can't, they'll be arrested for sleeping on state property. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, wouldn't they want to go indoors? Like, okay, you know, maybe is that a consequence to be inside? I don't know. I don't like that idea though. I don't want homeless people being mistreated. One 24 hour. Oh, they're mentally ill. Oh no, that's sad. I hate that. I really do. I remember when I was a kid, I've always had a soft spot for homeless people. I remember when I was a kid, I used to like we would be driving through like uptown and they would have like, you know, really tall buildings. And I always remember thinking, maybe, and that this is like my real literal thought. I was like, why doesn't like somebody like Michael Jackson buy a building and then all the homeless people can live there? Like it just made so much sense to me at, you know, 8 or 9 years old that there would be an easy solution, but there isn't an easy solution for something like that. No. Sunday, they pushing you, they pushing you into it. I love it. See all that positive peer pressure? Hit the like button, please. Yes. Please, please, please. Y'all, oh my God. Oh my God, it's like 13 minutes, y'all. Oh my God. Do I look old? Do I look older? Do I do I do I look young now? Yo, oh my God. What am I gonna do? Oh, it's in Missouri. That's when that's happened. I knew I saw it somewhere, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, they do. I know they opt to live outside. I still think that's super sad. I still think it is super duper sad. I hate that. And especially it's been super cold in some of these areas. I absolutely hate, girl, don't do me. In some of these areas, it's been like brutally, brutally, brutally cold. Shout out to Buffalo. Y'all, did y'all see? Oh, the player, what's his name? He came home today. He came home today. I think they released him from the hospital. The guy from, was it DeMar? DeMar, I don't remember his last name. I was so happy, y'all. That really bothered me, like in my soul. I was teary-eyed. Hamlin, yes. Oh my gosh. Like I almost want to tear up now thinking about it. Like, I know this ain't like a Christian situation, nothing like that, but I've never in my life seen something like that before. That man was dead. And ooh, God came through for sure. Showed up and showed all the way out. All the way out. And you know, when I see things like that, and you know, I'm low-key joking a little bit, not really, about this whole birthday thing. But I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful. I'm super grateful that I have, you know, a job that I absolutely just love, eat, sleep, and breathe. I'm super, super grateful for the people that I have around me. Shout out to y'all, you know, supporting me with the whole YouTube thing. You know, I really feel that this is something I do enjoy doing. And I think, you know, once I get myself together, I'll be really good at it. But yeah, I mean, it just, like I said, that really, really put some perspective for me, because my grandma used to say, they used to say, you here today, gone tomorrow. She said when she got old, it was here today, gone today. And it's true. You could talk to somebody at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're no longer with us. But yeah, I'm so glad. You know, I know the people of Buffalo, they've been beat up real bad lately with that bad weather and everything. But to God be the glory, for sure. For sure. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so glad that young man is going to be okay. I don't believe he'll be playing football anymore for the rest of the season, though, but that remains to be seen. I heard they're going to pay for his medical bills and everything. I saw that on Facebook. I was like, well, that's the least that they could do. He died at work. He had to be revived, you know. I would hope that they would pick up the tab on something like that. But it's definitely a current day miracle. Yeah, did y'all own? Does everybody in the chat own houses? How much was your first house? How much was y'all's first house? My townhouse was $127. These people cannot compete no more. It's so hard. $300,000, $350,000. And I'm here in Charlotte. What city are y'all in? Oh my goodness. Y'all see that? Y'all see that in the chat? You bought $183,000 property in Georgia. That thing probably $500,000 now for sure. Those houses go like hotcakes down there. Money best 146. Y'all, Money best look like he 32 years old, but word on the street is that he not. I love it. Oh my God, y'all, 8 more minutes. Why am I so anxious about this? Did anybody else struggle with this idea? Turning 40. My first house was $220. 2-bedroom townhouse in Washington, D.C. I know that thing is $1 million now. I know it is. What's the value of that house now? What's the value? Is it still the same? It can't be. I know that it gotta be probably $1 million. I have my grandmother's sister purchased a home in DC years and years and years and years ago. Probably, honestly, seriously, probably like 60, 70 years ago. And the family recently had to sell the house. And so they went in, whoever bought the house went in, gutted the whole thing, and they definitely sold it for triple. $7 minutes. I can't get over this. Yeah. 650,000. Yeah, 3 times the. God Almighty. You feel like you sold too soon? So there's a guy. Okay, yeah. So yeah, because when we were in school, you could have bought a house, no job, no money, no nothing. They would have been like, okay, how big do you want your house to be? I have heard the story of a gentleman that attended a local university here in Charlotte, and he purchased a home. And while they were in school, and he was in a fraternity, and they kind of turned into like a frat house, and he continued to rent it out after everybody graduated. I don't know if he still has the property, but I thought that was an interesting story. Like, if you were able to obtain a property and be able to keep it back then, that's huge. Huge. What have y'all done with y'all equity in your homes? I literally bought my house because I wanted to be able to pay for my son to go to college. So that's why I'm like, I don't beat up on people too bad about renting, like, whatever. But, I had to assess my short-term and my long-term goals. And I don't want my son to have the same life that I've had. Like outwardly it's okay, it's all right life. But, I can't remember somebody point earlier, like it is stressful. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to bear sometimes. But hey, because any misstep, everything's gone. It's not like I can just, like I said, just be like, oh, your problem now, and be carefree. But I really, really wanted to make sure that my son is able to go into his life as an adult. For one, like if he chooses to go to college, he'll be able to do that, come out on the other side debt free, get him a car, a nice, boring, basic Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, something that's gonna last, 10 plus years. I just I really, really want him to be taken care of. I do. And that's what was important to me. And I really hope that, other women can hear me and really understand, like you can really make some power moves for your family if you're able to attain home ownership. Because the one thing I think about our community is that we don't think about the next generation. They're like, well, I struggle. You can struggle too. Like, girl, chill, pump your brakes. I have a realtor that I work with, and she lives in like a 1 point really nice house. I say like that. And she was telling me how, she has, I think, 2 or 3 kids, bought them all cars, got them through college. Like her and her husband. Now she's married, her and her husband, and they've stayed married. So not only is it, like, oh, I'm gonna wait until I get married to buy a house, but like stay married. But they've owned multiple properties, and now they're trying to help each of their kids purchase their own homes. Like, okay, you can rent for a little bit, but, or hey, here's one of my rental properties. So they have multiple properties. You can, pay us rent, and they're pocketing the money, using it for a down payment. So, like, when you own a home, you can give the gift of equity to your kids. So if my son grows up and my house is, still here and everything, and he wants to purchase it, if I give him the gift of equity, I can literally pay for his down payment, closing costs, everything. So he don't have to come out of pocket, not one single dime. And he has housing that he could continue to have. Like, owning homes, it's a big deal. It's a good look for sure. You bought another house? Yeah, I love it. Did you use your VA loans every time that you purchase homes? Like, because I know, like I said before, you can go back if you need to get multiple properties, but I know, like, once you get to a certain point, it might not be any more entitlement left. You bought 2 more properties. Y'all some landlords out here. Golden Gloves don't want no kid. He showed on. He want a Tesla, child. I don't know who raised him. I don't know what's wrong with that boy. Every time, like literally almost every day, he's like, you should get a Tesla. No, I should not. Why? For what? For what? I definitely should not. Oh my God, y'all. It's like New Year's Eve. Y'all see the clock? I made it. I made it. Ah, yo! It's my birthday. It's my birthday. But I'm still 39 because I wasn't born until 4 o'clock in the morning. Still young. I'm still young. Oh my gosh, y'all. But yeah, that's dope. I'm really proud of y'all. Like, this is a really dope group of people. Y'all are very aspirational. Y'all all got multiple properties. I get my life together. I do. Yo. So, okay. What age should I tell people? Like, what's my number gonna be? I say 34. I don't know how to do music. You saw me struggling, girl. I don't know how to do it. Thank you, Money Bass. Y'all, I could not believe how old he told me he was. I was shocked. He looks so young. So young. Girl, please. We're going to see. We're going to see how this goes. I'm grateful though. Like, I'm joking, sort of, but I'm very happy. I'm pleased with my life. I have been able to achieve things without a mate, that some people, haven't been able to achieve with a mate. Is it the easiest path? No, I would never tell somebody that. And when I talk to some of my friends when they're contemplating, like, getting divorced, I always be like, don't sign up for this life. You don't want that. And especially, working on commission, it can definitely be a little pressure, a little stressful, but I've been very blessed, very, very blessed. So yes, multiple properties. I love tax-free money. Okay. We won't tell nobody. Well, I thought you were 83 as well, Square Biz. I thought we all said we were 83. Yo, 40 years old. So, did y'all know 1993 was 30 years ago? That sounds ridiculous. 1993 was 30 years ago. Have what last night? Have what last night? What I missed? Yo. Oh. 83. It'll be a good year this year. Did y'all all do vision boards and stuff? I made a reel talking about, I said something like, girl, it's your 5th year putting that house on your vision board. Just do yourself a favor and go ahead and call me. And I meant that. I think as human beings, but particularly as women, we say the things that we think that people want to hear and might not really want those things, but they want to buy houses. I'm here to help. Please. I'm here to help whoever I can. I love what I do. So y'all buying all these houses, what y'all do for a living? We got pharmacists, like what? Let me find out. Like, I want to buy another house too. I will one day though. But honest to gosh, like I'm not joking when I say this. Kind of joking about it. I want to buy a house too, but I'm really seriously, my main priority really, really, really is I just want to make sure that my son is good. I want to make sure he doesn't have any issues. And I contemplated if I wanted to sell my house one day, but no. My baby needs he needs all the support he can get. The court reporter. Don't do that. Stop it. Both of y'all bad. Stop. All you do is be a pharmacist. I know. So okay, so y'all, when can I put YouTuber in my bio? Is it when I get monetized? Is that when it happens? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, go off. You got it. You got it. I love it. Well, clearly everybody knows what I do. I need an assistant though. For me to be able to do a lot of stuff that I want to achieve, I need an assistant. I need a staff. I need to be like that lady. What was it, Pearly? I need a staff. Yeah, I know. I need a disclaimer too. Y'all, I need a disclaimer as well. I haven't put, so I proclaim that I'm a podcastist. That's it. But not a YouTubist. I made up my own word. The mortgage boss. Y'all gonna slap me some change. But that's it. That's it. I know. Y'all know I don't know how this supposed to go. I don't know anything about it. I can't wait until I get monetized one day so I can be like, oh, I got a $400 super chat. What? Put some money on my books. Y'all really kicked it with me for real. It's been 3 hours. I could have built a house in this time. I could have built a house in this time. Y'all, I cannot believe. Like what? So like, am I at the age when people say, don't ask a lady her age? Is that it? Or will people refer to me as that lady? Because they've been calling me ma'am. Hate it. Hate it. That lady that lived at that house. What lady? I'm that girl. Yo. Y'all are YouTubers. Squarebiz is a YouTuber. I need to find a video. I'm gonna tag Taraji. I'm gonna tag her on this. Who's that girl? That's right. That girl. I'm gonna have a hot girl summer. I'm gonna be hot flashing summer. No, I'm not that old. I ain't that old. Yo. Hot flashing summer. Is. You gotta let your phone chime. What? I let your phone chime on screen. What do I mean? Let it chime on screen. I don't know what that means. I need to figure out how to oh. Thank you. Oh, y'all so sweet. Thank you. Oh, y'all so sweet. Thank you so much. Shout out. Shout out to Squarebiz for $25. Oh, wait, hold on. I have a sponsor. I have a stream sponsor. Is that what it is? Oh gosh. Thank you, N. Allen, for $40. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all don't understand. I appreciate y'all support. Y'all don't know. Ty was dead serious. She like, when you gonna live stream? I don't know. You doing it tomorrow? Wait, what? Hold on. I'm not ready yet. Nope, you're doing it. She was not gonna let up off me at all. And I do appreciate that. I just, like I said, I don't mind doing these. I just want, I do for 3 hours, but I don't mind doing them. Like if it's like, like a little hot topic type thing that I can try and tie into home buying. What kind of steak am I gonna eat? I don't know. Probably a ribeye. Y'all, I swear to you, I treated this like an extreme sport. Y'all know I ain't ordered nothing to wear until Saturday. I hope it gets here tomorrow. It's like an extreme sport. Utterly ridiculous. I should be ashamed and embarrassed. Literally have no idea if it's gonna fit. I don't know nothing. I'm gonna drop my kid off, go get my makeup done at like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's up. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. And then I'm gonna slide away in a couple of weeks to go somewhere. Like I said, I'm gonna try and go on a trip alone. I'm gonna be so, I don't know. I hope I'm not scared. I hope I don't get scared. I'm gonna go somewhere safe. Make sure I have adult supervision. Y'all, okay, it has officially been 3 hours. I appreciate your encouragement. I'm scared of everything, honey. I'm scared of what? I'm scared somebody gonna kidnap me. I'm young, remember? Come on now, keep up. I'm young and vibrant, remember? Hot girl, remember all of that? Somebody might try to take me and keep me for themselves. No, seriously, scared. I don't know. Just being outside of my element. I mean, I don't know. You know, other countries, they have little crime, little whatever. Comments. What are you doing? You gonna get up? You want to get up here and chat with me? I'm happy to hear. I really don't know how y'all do it. This is admirable at this point. I have a whole new respect for all of this. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for somebody to be perusing this like some years from now. Yeah, I'm going out of town. Some years from now, they're gonna be like, what is going on? What's she babbling about? For the love of the game. We got goals to hit. What y'all put on y'all vision boards? Or did you do them? I wrote my goals down. I was supposed to do a digital vision board, and I was gonna put on my phone, like you know, a Canva, do a wallpaper. I was gonna put on my phone, but I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on a resort for sure. Yeah, I need to make sure that I'm comfortable with people. I hope. I can't be all the way, you know, immersed in the culture. Yeah, I know my son asked me to do for his birthday. His birthday's in August. Last year he looked me with a straight face and said he wanted to go to Bora Bora. Who raised you? Why would that even be an option? Google Earth said so. What is wrong with that? Right. And so this year he says he wants to go to Paris. And not only does he want to go to Paris, he wants to fly, I think it's Delta One. So with the beds, he need a YouTube channel. He needs to get to work. I'm telling you, it's freaking ridiculous. I don't know what's wrong with the boy. It is ridiculous. But that's my baby. My one and only. Y'all, honestly, when we start talking about homeownership, I admire like people with multiple children, because going to like basketball games, football games, things like that, like when I'm telling y'all, like we don't factor any of that in. People, I don't know if people really fully think all the way through that. And it's what I look like if I had multiple kids talking about let's go to Paris, let's go to Bora Bora. What? Now I did take him. Okay, full disclosure, like is I ain't gonna say it's my fault all the way, but you know, I did participate in this foolishness. I did take him to a Panthers game in London. A few years ago, the Carolina Panthers played the Buccaneers, and we went to London to the football game. That was a lot of fun. I just want to expose him to stuff. But I ain't never thought about going to Bora Bora. Like, what do you? I don't even know where that is on the map. What you doing? What is happening, sir? Where y'all vacation at with y'all kids? Do y'all take y'all kids out the country? Because I kind of felt a little bit bad, low key. I was like, oh, I'm going to go out, you know, go out of the country by myself. I don't know. I felt Not bad, but it could have. I don't know. I know it is on me. No, hang on. We have a guest. Hey.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hold up, I ain't never been on StreamYard on my phone before.
You're doing it. It's happening. It's happening.
Okay.
You've now done it.
I'm trying to figure out how to do the get rid of the background echo.
I don't hear an echo. You hear
You don't hear it?
Do y'all hear an echo? I don't hear an echo.
Okay, maybe it's just me.
I don't know. I don't have any headphones in, so I don't know if I can hear what you all hear.
Golden Globe.
No. What's going on?
Not much. I'm chilling. I'm at work. So I was like, let me hop on right quick.
I invited you up before. You're at work. Where are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm in a secure location.
You on the East Coast?
You did?
Are you on the East Coast?
No. I'm in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I hear it now. Yeah.
You hear it now?
I like when people in New Orleans talk.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do down here.
It's so unique. It is. It's so unique.
Mm-hmm.
I remember with some girl that I started following on Instagram out of nowhere. I would just listen to her talk and replay her stuff over and over. I love it. But yeah, y'all. Let's see. What she say?
Okay, let me see. I can do this.
I've been in New Orleans once.
Yeah, we about to start Mardi Gras now.
Yeah. I've never been. I went to the Essence Festival some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right after that movie came out. What was it? Girls Trip.
Yeah.
And all the girls took the trip that year. Like, all of the girls. I was like, this is false advertising, because I was told that it would be lots of men looking for single women. It did not happen at all. Not at all. Yo, I love me an ex. Oh, he dropped. I love me an ex. Oh, you were? Yeah, it was so good. Like, I really, really enjoyed it when we went. And I remember, I don't know what street it was, but you can look up and you can see the people like high up, like kind of like on a balcony or whatever. And I guess they were eating or something. And I was so geeked because we ended up going to a restaurant and we got to sit up there and I got to sit outside and I could see the people down below. And I will never forget, some random man gave me $200, like, for no reason. I was like, well, thank you. That was a great time. I absolutely loved it. Super, super fun. I didn't collect any beads though. I wasn't trying to do all of that. It wasn't that type of, situation. Oh no, I haven't been back since. That was the one and only time that I went. And like I said, all the girls, they had their matching outfits on. They had the matching shirts that they made. It was women everywhere. I didn't see any men. I didn't see any men at all, man. Like, they were smothered if they were there. Some people told me that I look like Brisha Webb. Y'all know Brisha Webb? And I kept hearing over and over and over and over again. They were like, "Oh my God, girl, you like Brisha Webb," like just in life. And then of all of the people that were there, all of the celebrities that were there, she was the one and only celebrity that I actually saw face to face. Her and Essence Atkins, they were hanging out together, and I bumped into them.
So I'm back. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I had to get rid of YouTube. It took a little bit to figure it out, but I'm up here now.
Yay! It's
Yep.
a party, y'all.
It is.
I
We got
don't
it.
know how y'all do it.
I
I don't know
know.
how you do it. I really don't. Like, this is so admirable.
Yeah, that them 3 hours, 3 and 4 hour streams. I gotta get. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'll get there one day.
But I mean, like, seriously, like, with home buying, it ain't that much to talk about. Like, get your money up, get you some credit. Like,
Right.
seriously, it's not. Oh my gosh. Because I figured the only way that I could, really do one was to tie it into some, some other things. But dang.
Yeah, definitely. Because home buying it's a lot. When I purchased my home a few years ago, when I was married, we moved into this new subdivision, and then you move by people, and then man, you just wonder how everybody just they move here one year, they leaving out the next.
Yeah.
Like everybody wasn't prepared to get that house note and the car note and all that stuff. It just start piling up on you. Next thing you know, you in over your head.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was like, just take your time because it looks good when you climbing that ladder until when you kind of level out, and then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, you look over and you're like, I got all this by myself. I'm like, it's a lot.
It is. It is. But most of it is necessities. Most of it. You gotta have somewhere to live.
True, but
Yeah.
most people overdo it. Instead of getting a home in the 180s, they go to the 350s. And some of these mortgage people out here, they'll get you in the house because if you can't afford it, they'll just put you out and put somebody else in it.
Not that easy though. Like, we don't want to foreclose on people. It's actually a lot harder than you would imagine to have a foreclosure now. It takes months and months and months and months and months, many months before you actually go into foreclosure. Well, I mean, depending on what state you're in, but
Yeah, probably about 6 to 7 months
which
out here. You they'll have you up out of there.
no, they will work with you. Like, I mean, like, it's outlined certain steps. They have to make calls on certain days.
Right.
They have to illustrate that they, tried to make collections. Did they make contact? They'll ride past the house to be like, do you live here? Is the house abandoned? Like, all kind of things. Like, I learned a lot. I got a accredited mortgage professional designation, and I
Hmm.
was able to be exposed to all of the different facets, and it was very interesting, super
Right.
interesting, because I
Yeah.
was
So
like,
you
okay, it's very different now.
right. You educated yourself on it, but most people they won't. They'll just jump in here first because they want the image of, oh, I
Mhm.
got the house, the car, and all that good stuff. And when they get in there, it's like,
Yeah, yeah. It can be because you want the new car to go with the new house. And I had
right.
a lady, I caught her just in the nick of time. She signed the paperwork for the car, and the car payment was going to be like $550 or something like that.
Ooh.
But the car hadn't been delivered, and I was like, okay, well, you can undo this because you haven't taken possession of the vehicle. And so when she entered into the conversation, she said that she wanted her payment to be like $1,300. Well, she didn't know that payment didn't relate. It wasn't a equal. It wasn't a correlation to what she thought that house was going to actually be in purchase price. And when
Right.
I tell you, she's like, no, take it up higher, take it up higher, take it up higher. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, the only thing she gonna do is go as high as she can go, get the house, and then turn around and get the car. And she's gonna be way, way, way over. And we can go up to 55% debt to income ratio.
Mm.
We can go up to 55% debt to income ratio. Thank you, Square Biz. Oh, she's tapping out. Yeah, we can go up to a 55% debt to income ratio. So that's a big deal.
Right.
Because, I mean, when you're talking about pre-tax, you might not have no money left.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 55% of $10,000 is a lot better than 55% of $3,000.
Right.
You know. But yeah. Oh my gosh. It's really been 3 hours. I cannot believe I sat here for
Yeah.
3 hours.
You a superstar.
Oh my goodness.
3 hours.
Yeah.
The chat been on. You a
Yeah.
superstar now. You got this your first. This your first live.
The second one.
Second live. Okay,
Yeah.
you got one more. Then you're gonna be a pro. You're gonna be doing this all the time now. Now you can just have a whole panel up.
I don't know about all the time. Like I said, I think about an hour and a half. That's good for me.
Oh, you didn't double. You didn't double that tonight.
Not really. I've been off the topic out a long time ago. I guess I don't know. I edited it out. I don't know how to work it. I don't know what to do.
Just
But
leave it. Just
in order to keep the minutes, I have to upload the whole thing, right?
I think so. Yeah, just leave it as it is and go ahead and put it up.
Yeah.
There's good information that they came. There's a lot of good information, and I came in like halfway in, so everything I heard has been good.
Mm-hmm.
What you drinking on?
Oh, little razzle dazzle. Little razzle dazzle.
Little razzle dazzle.
Oh, since it's my birthday, you know.
Right.
I can't believe it's my birthday.
What's up? What's up with your girl Taraji? I seen her breaking up on that little interview with her and Angie Martinez. She talking about she going to Bali for a whole month.
You did miss the whole thing.
Hmm.
You did miss. You missed the whole part when we were talking about it.
Yeah, I must have came in like after that.
No, I mean that was just the gist. Like she's 52 years old. And she says that she's unhappy. You know, she said the things that once brought her joy no longer bring her joy, no longer make her happy. And she's taking accountability. She's like, you know, that's on me. And when I heard her say that, I immediately was like, oh my God, not me. I immediately made that connection. But then she kind of followed it up and was saying, like, no, it's not because, you know, this didn't. She, you know, has had relationships that haven't worked out. And what I was saying was, you know, you can check all the boxes and have all of the things, and then this magical person don't fall out of the sky. What you waiting on to buy a house? Because like a lot of women be like, oh, I'm gonna wait till I get married to buy a house. Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Who are you waiting on? What? Why? Because what if he doesn't come? So, you know, like to use her as an example, what if you get 52 years down the road?
Yeah, you don't want to wait that long, but
You don't know. You know, you don't know. You don't know how it can work out. You know, you never know. But in that particular case, you know, you would think that like, what's she unhappy about? She checks all the boxes. She got awards. She rich and famous.
right.
No, you know,
Yep. But most of them rich and famous people, they be like that. They be missing something in life.
That is very true. Yeah, you're right. That's super true.
There's some things that money can't buy, you know. You can have it all, and then she going home to a cold bed by herself. I can only imagine that's kind of driving her. But you know, she might be driving men away by some of the things she may be doing. Who knows?
Who knows?
I think I heard Tyrese one day say she had a real slick mouth. So
I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know how that affects her dating life.
Baltimore or something? Like, is she from the DMV area? But even still, like I say, it was less about Taraji and more about this idea that
Right.
he might not come. Like, he ain't coming, girl. Like, you know, you never know how the things work out, but I would hope that women don't put their life on pause hoping for, you know, this person to show up and, you know.
Right, yeah, because you know, the older you get the harder it's gonna be to, you know, deal with somebody because you gain a level of tolerance and there's certain things you're just not gonna tolerate. You just run people off
Yeah.
once you get to a certain level in life, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with her, I think her net worth was worth like 25 million. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
She balling. She
right,
got it. Hey, but you know, unfortunately, she doesn't have everything. I mean, I can completely see her life doesn't look the way that she imagined it to be. And I think I don't know if men go through that, but I know women do. We go through that, you know, those feels like, dang, this ain't how I imagined it, you know, to look.
right.
You know, I thought I would have this. I thought I would go here, you know, and all of the things. So
So when y'all putting them ideas together, like what are y'all comparing it to? When you say y'all I would have had this, that, and the other, are you comparing it to somebody, your mother's lifestyle, or somebody you a mentor, somebody you've seen?
no, probably just, you know, these just markers that you think like societal markers that you put on your like, oh, well, by the time I'm this age, I should, you know, like, I mean, I would hope to God people would think when you're 40, you're supposed to be stable, right? Um,
Right,
but you know, there she was in control of everything that she could be in control of, except the things she can't control. You can't control other people.
you sure can.
Mm-mm.
And you'll run yourself crazy trying to.
Yeah, you definitely will. But I don't know. But I think I'm gonna end the stream because it is 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Yeah. What time is it where you at? It's 11:37 over here.
It's 12:37.
Okay, it's almost 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna let you go.
Well, I
Next
appreciate
time,
it.
next
Thank
time
you.
we're gonna hold you to that 1 o'clock because you gotta represent for the mastermind.
Oh Lord. I gotta come up with a whole lot more to talk about.
All right. All
All right.
right. We see you later.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right.
Well, thank y'all for joining me. I do appreciate all the love and support. We got a little off topic, a lot off topic, but it's my birthday. Hey. If you all have any questions about purchasing a home, I'm more than happy to see what I can do to be of assistance to you. All of my contact information will be in the description below. Bye.